Hi guys, good evening. Welcome to another random live chat with Wild Ginger Bruce, and we've got Nobby from Step Away from the Screens and Sam from Sam and Mary's Outdoor Life popping in. So this week's chat is going to be all about what sort of plans you've got for the future, what sort of kit you want, where you're going to go, those kind of things to get sorted now while we're on lockdown, while we're sitting there twiddling our thumbs and put a little bit of thought into the future. So, if you'd like to imagine that you're sitting in a beautiful woodland, maybe on a picnic tail with a beautiful lady, and enjoying the bird song and the sunlight twinkling through the leaves, all of a sudden the hairs on your neck start to stand up. You feel there's something watching you, and you start to feel a little bit nervous. The sunlight seems to fade. The birds go quiet. All of a sudden, upon a log, you see a strange little man sitting there. It is young Nobby and Sam. How we doing, guys? Let's unmute you. There we go.
How do you, beautiful ginger bugger?
How we doing? How we doing? How we doing?
Nice to see you, boys.
Yeah, good.
Nice to see you.
Good. Okay.
How is everyone out there?
We've got Hyde, we've got Craig and Samuel Ware. Nice. Okay, right. So let's start off with the beginning part of the show, which is, hang on, let's change this. That's more comfortable, isn't it? You feel better now? Good. Right. So what sort of kit can you see yourself making or buying in the next few months? So is there any kit you've got a hankering for, or is there anything that you want to make while you're sitting on lockdown? So I'll put the question to Sam first. What do you reckon?
Okay. I'm in an odd situation with this lockdown because my work is okay. I'm still at work, so I've got less time than everyone else, which is really irritating because I see all these nice projects going on.
Yeah.
But now I've basically finished the Shepherd's Hut sort of revamp thing.
Excellent.
I've got this hankering to build a bike-powered washing machine for the field. So I realise that's a bit out there for bushcrafty type things. So it's not really making a possibles pouch or anything like that. But
no. That's awesome.
That's what I've got.
So washing machine.
Bicycle powered washing machine.
Yeah. Okay. What's it powered by? Sorry. Muscle power.
A bike. So I'm going to get an old bike, put it on a frame. I've got a big plastic, those canoe barrel drum things.
Yeah.
Going to use one of those main drum thing, and I've seen one. There are examples on YouTube already, but I felt like having a crack. Get the welder out, give that a go. So
that's
my project.
Yeah, no, that's a cool project. I like that a lot. Who we got in? Got Rail Brand. We've got Mac Tightwad. We've got Dodger Bushcraft. God, long time no see. And Loafer X as well. So, Nobby, same question. What kit can you see yourself buying or making in the next few months? Is there anything you got hankering for?
Well, mine's going to sound like dog toffee after that. The one thing I need is a sleep mat. So I might invest and actually get myself a decent, comfy sleep mat for upcoming hikes because I hate keeping on the ground. Making wise, necessity is the mother of all invention, and I'll figure it out when I need it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things you don't really figure it out until you're sort of stuck there, and then you'll start building it. I think that's the thing, isn't it? When you get new kit, you want to sort of mess with it and change it a bit. When you first get a hammock, it's never exactly how you want it at the bag, is it? So,
defo.
Yeah, absolutely. New kit wise, I'm actually pretty good. Other than something like a really light sleeping bag, if there was a good deal on a sort of like a 3-season lightweight sleeping bag that packed down small, I'd be interested. But other than that, not really much. I've been tinkering around making stuff. If you've been watching me latest videos, really impressed with that Moors scarf that I made. If you guys want to go back, and obviously you don't want all plastic and stuff in the background when you're filming, so keep it looking professional. And then today I've started making like a haversack type thing, but don't know if you can make out, but it's got like pockets and stuff on it. But we'll film it better later. So
Nice, looking good.
Yeah, it's getting there. I've just stuffed the back up a little bit, but I can get round it. I've just got to have a little think about it.
I wish I'd learned how to use a bleeding sewing machine during this time off.
Yeah, well, the thing is that over the past week, I've probably done more sewing than I ever have before. When I did that Moors, I looked at the video on Greencraft. Has got a video on how to make a Moors, and it's got a corner that is Mosnet. So I had an old tent that I'd already cut up and nicked some waterproof material out of for making bags and stuff. So it had a bit of Mosnet. So I was like, sweet, cut that out. Well, Mozzie net and parachute material, probably one of the two worst things in the world to ever sew, because they stretch at different rates and they stretch in different directions, and it was a bloody nightmare. So I've already started on Mark II of it, but it worked pretty well as a hammock, as a little day hammock kind of thing, just for sort of faffing about. But I can see the bug net side of it being so useful. Where I do the stuff up in the mountains or when I'm out in the woods, just to stick a bug net over your head to get all the mozzies out of your face, and then have a bug net as a sleeping bag liner as well. So you've got the bug net over your face when you're asleep, so nothing's going to chew your face. It's not too great sleeping with stuff touching your face, but it's better than being eaten alive, isn't it?
Keep your cap on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then even if you're in a hammock on a warm night as well, you could just get in that, and you're with an underquilt, and that's all you'd need really. Who we got? Morris Louise Eagle is in the house. So you got that kind of it's just a multi-use thing, and as a scarf and all that is probably not ideal for that, but for the bug net for the summer, I can see it being useful. So yeah, pretty decent. But where I was getting to, so I've done just more sewing than I would do normally, because I've just had the time to do it. So it's really, really bloody handy. So yeah, that's all right then. So while we're on kit, and that's a multi-use piece of kit, and I can see a use for it, although I haven't fully used it yet. What do you think the most disappointing piece of kit you've ever bought? So while you think about it, guys, in the chat as well, can you tell me what sort of projects you've got coming up? Is there any kit that you're looking for? So Loafer X is after a just.
Can I just quickly go?
Can you just quickly?
Because Mac Tightwad is. I don't know if you've seen any of his making that, the Bergen that he's making, but he mentioned it in the comments. His sewing is just bonkers. It's next level really. So they'd be worth a watch for anyone that hasn't seen them, definitely.
Yeah.
And you might get some tips yourself, Bruce.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, so Mac doesn't actually live that far from me. He lives about, I don't know, 3/4 an hour away. And when I first started, he lent me a sewing machine because he'd bought a new one. And that is the sewing machine I've now got, because I went and bought the exact same one.
Right.
But yeah, he's
yeah.
So he gave me loads of tips, like when I went around his house and sort of said, oh yeah, this is how this works, this is how that works, and all the backstitch and stuff. So yeah, he's given me loads of advice. But that Bergen he's making, it's like a machine has made it, as in something. It's just absolutely spotless. He's stitching, isn't it? There's no sort of it's so bloody neat. I just don't.
Well, that's why I hate him.
Yeah. I'm getting neater, but there's times when you just cannot keep it straight. It's all over the bloody shop. But no, it's just really, really neat. Yeah. So
the thing is, though, with any of this, it's like just giving it a go, isn't it? It's starting, not worrying about it, because whatever you make for yourself, a lot more than something you buy. You know.
Oh, I think it adds character as well, mate. I mean, everything I make looks like a dog's dinner, but it's all serviceable.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's like the bits I've made, because it is an experiment and it's a bodge. It's not really something I can film. Yeah, because I've been tinkering around and coming back to it, and I've made a couple of dog leads today as well. Because one of my dogs chewed through a harness, so I've
me and Nobby would still use them.
Yeah. Yeah, she chewed through a harness, so I've made a couple of. I've just replaced the webbing on them and stuff. So you lot are making me blush. Me stitching is bonkers at times. Yeah, right, Matt. Yeah.
Yeah, don't believe it.
That's definitely a skill I need.
Yeah. No, it's worth picking. If you see it on a boot sale or something, when we get boot sales again, if you see a cheap sewing machine, it's worth picking it up. So,
Mate, the last bit of stitching I done, I stitched a load of parachute material onto the end of a sleeping bag to make an underquilt, and I used the needle on my Swiss Army penknife and done that stitch right the way through.
Yeah,
it worked. It was strong, but Jesus Christ, did that look rough?
Does the job though, doesn't it? Second Star Survival says, "Hey everyone, find any vintage razzle under any rocks lately?" No, we're old now. We're supposed to.
I miss those days.
Yeah, no, we're old now. We're supposed to be leaving it there.
It was our internet though, wasn't it?
Yeah. You'd have to find someone's phone.
Yeah, you would. You would. Yeah. So, yeah, no. So, what's your most disappointing bit of kit then, Nobby?
Oh, I've had a couple, mate. Obviously, some of the usable stuff on that coast to coast, that bag was unbelievably disappointing. It was a shower of shite. I mean it when I say it. If I ever met the designer, I would punch him. The boots let me down, but that's by the by. I had a really crap jacket that wasn't expensive, but it was meant to be a windproof, waterproof thing, and it was a sweat bag. But I would say the real disappointment for me was my Hennessy hammock. I gave that a big long try as well on a good 10, 11 camps. And because it's got the Katona's chasm flap entrance, it made everything a little bit of a chore. Couldn't cook out the side of it. You know, if you had a mat on the inside, you had to cock about trying to get in. It was just comfortable when you got there.
Yeah.
But for a premium.
Really? Okay. I've seen them. I've seen other people. I've never actually been in one, but I've
side entries, not a problem.
Yeah.
But this splits underneath like a birthing canal, and it is easy to get in and out of. But it's not easy to get in a sleeping bag or on a roll mat when you're in it. Yeah.
So it's a you need a blanket and an underquilt, but then you put an underquilt on it. How'd you get in it? So
No, you can. You on bungees you can pull it in and do it. Yeah.
Sounds like a faff though, doesn't it?
But you can't go around the outsides because your bug net don't unzip. So you've got to try and hook it up through the bug net.
That's weird. That is weird. Yeah. I can see the problem with that. Yeah. But
fault for being tight. Should have bought a new one with a zip.
Yeah, or put a zip in it. Learn how to sew. Yeah, but I think the thing that would bother me with it was if you had to get out of it quick. You know, someone, I don't know, came into camp or something. You can't just jump out of it. You know.
I'll tell you what is good about it though. At night, because everyone needs their old 3-4 o'clock wee, you could just lean forward, aim down, get your bottle and sit there. It was a lot easier for that.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Well, that's not in the brochure, though, is it? As a selling point.
Oh, I don't know.
It should be.
It's the one positive I've got of it, Sam. It should be.
I bet they don't. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So Samuel Ware says, "I've just got a new bird." So, go on, Sam.
I was just trying to think. I was trying to think like the most disappointing bit of kit. Nobby recommended a hammock sort of coat thing to me once, and that I just did not get on with that. I mean, that was like, what was that about? So I bought that on recommendation from him, and then went, no, stupid. It doesn't work as a coat, and it doesn't work as a hammock. So that was a pile of shit. But generally, I've got like I bought an Alp kit, sort of self-inflating mat thing. I've got like a thermarest thing I've had for about 10, maybe even 15 years, and it's still perfect. It works fine. None of this inflating. I've been inflating it with my lungs, which are not doing all that, and it's fine. I bought an Alp kit one, smaller, lighter, nice, smaller pack size.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing is already going down, overnight sort of thing. It'll last about 4 or 5 hours, and then it's pretty soft, So that's a bit disappointing, but
yeah,
that could be just a lucky one, because generally I think their kit's pretty good. But
yeah, I've got an Alp kit.
Most of the stuff.
Yeah, Alp kit Cloud or something. I can't Cloud something.
Cloud base.
Cloud base. Yeah, cloud base one, and that's pretty decent. And nice and light. But I've got.
So I'm guessing. Okay.
Yeah. The one thing with that is though, because you blow it up with your mouth, because it doesn't come with a pump, there's condensation inside it, and I know that's going to rot it. But how do you get rid of it? Because it's not going to come out.
Well, and as I say, the thermal I've had for forever,
Mm-hmm.
And that thing's fine, but it's just big. It's about that big, huge thing.
Yeah.
I do have to take exception, Sam, to that bleeding poncho hammock tarp, because it makes a great tarp and a great hammock.
Yeah.
I must be using it wrong then.
Definitely, 100%. I'll set it up for you next time you come down.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe I'll just do it as a giveaway for someone that's got more skill than me.
Possibly. Yeah. Actually, I did have a disappointing bit of Alp kit. I bought one of their torches, and I was like, "Yeah, that's decent wattage, decent everything. Nice and simple. None of this. It went nice and dim and nice and bright. That's what I want. Usually, you'll get something that's like 1,000 watts and 500 watts. But I want something really dim, just for wandering around camp and not waking everybody up.
Yeah.
So I just want, just like, one LED, that kind of dimness, and it did all of that, and I was like, that kind of. Yeah. So I was well happy with that, and the bloody thing, you can't turn it off. It doesn't. It hasn't got a lock mode on it, which is so every time
they forgot to put that feature on it.
Yeah, and it's a pain in the arse. Because
I mean, they are. Go on, sorry.
No, go on, Nobby. Sorry, you speak.
No, lag kicked in, mate. It's all right.
Yeah, that's right. So it's just really frustrating because I've got to be careful, and I've always got to carry spare batteries in case the thing does turn on in my bag, But that's just me being petty, and it's unlikely it will come on, but I can't risk it because So then you're always carrying like extra torches and stuff. Owen's in the house.
You don't have much luck with torches, do you?
No, I don't.
And all that Alp kit stuff, that was originally designed, wasn't it, for cyclists? So it's going to be disappointing.
Well, that's true. That is very true. Yeah.
A lot of it, is bike packing related, isn't it? So, that's just touring for hipsters, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like Alp kit stuff. They started off as like some uni students who wanted to cheap kit, and they designed it themselves and ordered it from China. But I bought a Griffin, like a thermal top. It's only a really lightweight sort of fleece top with a hood and the thumb hooks and a little zip for me compass and stuff like that, which is decent. And it was like 30 quid, and I was like, that's all right. Went in there I don't know, probably about 2 months after I bought it, and now it's 45 bloody quid, and it ain't worth that. It ain't worth that. And their prices have just been creeping up because they brought out like the brew kit and when they were first around, and that was really popular, and then they stopped doing it, and they're just creeping their prices up to normal, North Face and Berghaus and all those usual sort of.
Yeah.
Do you think they do it out of necessity or just out of greed? Because it is the main reason I get a lot of stuff from China, and I hate getting stuff from China. Hate it. It goes against everything I want. But
yeah, well, I think.
Well, is that company? Sorry, is it on the Isle of Wight? There's that company that makes like the cotton type stuff. Is it Rapuni or something
Rapa
like
Nui.
that?
Rapa Nui.
They're doing Rapa Nui. I mean, I was looking at their jackets and stuff. I mean, I think that jacket would be really nice. Sort of like showerproof sort of thing, cotton, whatever. But they're like 75 quid, 80 quid, whatever. And you think, well, at the end of the day, it's a fairly basic item. But I guess
Well, it's a canvas cotton, isn't it?
Just so much.
Yeah.
Quick one on that
So
Rapa Nui. They are prime.
Yeah, go on, Nobby.
Oh, so quick one on that Rapa Nui. They're primarily a printing company. It's only a sideline, all the clothing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't like the idea of all their outdoor kit being cotton. I kind of that sort of scares me a little bit. And I do like the look of their stuff, but it looks a little bit sort of high street fashion kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
And with that 75 quid price mark, it's just bordering on the expensive side of cheap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to be sure. You got to be sure you want to buy it, haven't you? I think. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the sort of thing you're going to take a chance on, is it? And to say shower proof, that just means you're going to get bloody wet, doesn't it? So that could be a potential disappointment.
Yeah, I always think if something's shower proof, you'll get a bit wet, but less so with sweat, I think. But if it's like waterproof, you're just going to sweat into it anyway. I think that just seems to be the way it is. But
yeah, true.
People may have better. I don't know. I'd rather get a little bit damp from rain and not so sweaty than Because I mean, you're never just standing there in the rain trying to keep dry. Are you? You're always moving. So, but maybe that's just me personally, I guess.
Yeah, no, he's
well,
very
it depends if the police have stopped looking for me.
Yeah, true. Nodger's Smart Fan. Thanks for your work over the last few weeks.
I haven't done anything. Sorry.
Yeah.
It must be talking about you guys.
Yeah. Albion Camping says, evening peaks. I bought an Alpkit soloist one-man tent. It was too small. Had to send it back. Yeah, that's the problem with one-man tents. I bought the Lanchan one, and I'm just too tall for it. It's pants.
Who recommended that to you, Bruce?
You did, you pellet. Yeah, I should have gone for the Lanchan 2, but now they're like 100 quid range. You can go and buy something good.
I've got to stop recommending stuff to tall and inept people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There's definitely a theme there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, don't buy anything nobody recommends. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. A tent, small light tent I've had for years now, and I really like it. Is the Lux Outdoor Mini Peak. So I bought the first version. There's a Mini Peak 2 now. Little bit more expensive, and a lot of these tarp tent things are sort of based on the same thing. Yeah. But that's been brilliant. I love that.
Yeah.
But that Lanchan's been brilliant. It is, as Bruce says, it's just that too small.
Yeah, but they brought out the Pro version.
Yeah.
There's the Lanchan Pro now that's supposed to be good if you're tall. But yeah,
So if you tore your
yeah, but there wasn't that much room either in the vestibule area either. You know, so you could only just about either cook and leave your bag out in the rain, or you know, you got your bag in there and then you can't cook. So it's kind of just that bit too small. But the Lanchan 2 would have been perfect size. But then getting dressed in it as well, no chance putting your trousers on or anything. You just got to get out. The Pro's only one skin, Albion Camping says. So yeah. Yeah, Lundy's Wild Camping, Lanchan 1 is great if you're 5'10". Yeah. Even
hey,
5'10" is a bit
5'10".
much. Yeah. Yeah, it really ain't. But I've got
Big up the short guys.
yeah. I've got a Wild Country Zephos 2, which is Wild Country, same people that make Terra Nova stuff. It's just like the budget brand of, which is decent, and it was 109 quid from Westfields. Westfields do have some pretty decent cheap stuff occasionally. You can buy it cheaper. I don't ever understand that. You can buy it cheaper from Westfields than you can from Terra Nova direct, or but if you are after Terra Nova stuff as well, go on their website and they've got a sale page that nobody really knows about. It's a bit of a faff to find it on their website, but go on the sale page and you can get like Terra Nova lasers for like a couple of £100, and it's like 500-600 quid tent. And there's like Cuban fiber stuff, and there's all sorts of cool stuff for like mountains, really.
Still deliberate, mate, on them websites. What they do, they put the price up so that you actually think you're getting a deal in other shops, and those shops obviously order in. They're still getting what they want for the tent, Terra Nova, and it's a bonus if they sell anything direct. But yeah, it's a ruse.
A ruse. Yeah. So yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Most of those anything like that, it just blows my mind. I mean, I saw one the other day. It was like they're asking nearly £1,000 for it, and it's like, it's tiny and it packs small, but they want nearly £1,000 for it. It just, it doesn't compute in my head. It's a bit of plastic sewn together,
Yeah, then it's like this Cuban fiber. It's ultra lightweight. It's fairly tough, but it does fray. It doesn't last. Ultra light stuff does not last. Which will lead on to the next question I'm getting to. But
you're getting into the territory of people will always want the shiniest kit. And
absolutely.
I do not understand the mindset. And if you enjoy it, crack on. I'm not slating you for it. But my whole fucking ethos is if I can go out camping for £1,000, I can go out camping for 50 quid.
Yeah, well, I suppose Sam realised that in the cycling community, you'll get some guy who's 25 stone and goes out and buys a carbon fibre bike to make his pedalling easier instead of putting the fork down.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want
that's classic. 2012, after the London Olympics, everything doubled in price almost overnight. It was just ridiculous because the golf set moved into cycling, and cycling went, "Oh, we can make money." So they just whacked the prices up on everything. But I'll still ride a bike that's worth a couple of £100 at most, because I don't see them spending anything else. Yeah. And it's fine with everything, and with like camping, bushcraft, whatever. It's the same thing. There's a level at which you get diminishing returns beyond whatever beyond a certain level. You're just paying for a brand or whatever, and that's fine. Like Nobby says, it's fine if you want to do that, but it's trying to find the right balance between too cheap and shit and too expensive just for the sake of it, sort of thing. So
absolutely.
That's the game, isn't it?
If you get the first batch of anything, and I'll go back to the War Bonnet hammock, the Ridge Runner, not the Ridge Runner, the Blackbird.
Yep.
I can understand that he has put a lot of time and effort and money into designing that hammock. So on that first run, it's probably going to be expensive until he finds a way to do it cheaper. And I've got to say, the design of it, it's definitely worth the money you pay for it now. But if you're buying a lightweight tent, lightweight tents have been around for 10 fucking years. They're only slightly adjusting stuff here and there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I've had that lanchan up in some quite nasty winds, and it's actually stood up because the wind does tend to go around it pretty well. You know, it is a tough little tent for what it weighs. You know, I've camped 600 meters in that, no problem, next to Scaffold Pike, and yeah, no worries at all. It stayed up all night, and like my boss, there were winter mountain leaders who were with me. They were going, "Oh, there's no bloody way that's going to work. Oh no, that's a bit sketchy. Oh, it looks a bit thin." And because they've all got their, Hillyberg, blooming stupid 600 quid tents. And they said, "Well, how much was that?" And I was like, "It was like 50 quid." And they're like, "Oh, no way, you wouldn't take it up here. It's a kid's tent," and taking a mickey. But no, it stood up and it was absolutely fine. But it was just like getting up in the morning and putting your trousers on in it. No. Yeah, not fun. Albion Camping says, I think one of the Chinese companies is bringing out a cheap Cuban fibre tent soon. All right, so that's like a Dyneema fabric, and it's Cuban fibre. So the Cuban fibre was originally made for sailboats. It's the original racing sailboats have for their sails because it packs down smaller and is super light. But it does fray. It doesn't, like having waterproof dry bags made out of Cuban fibre. That just seems ridiculous to me. So yeah, what we're saying with brand names, so something like a North Face, whatever. If you go and buy a Gore-Tex, anything Gore-Tex, and it's got a Gore-Tex tag on it, that has been tested by Gore-Tex to their specifications. So it has to have tape seams. It has to go through like a car wash and they spray it, and it has to meet a series of specs to get that Gore-Tex tag. So if you go and buy a Craghopper's Gore-Tex jacket, that's had exactly the same testing as an Arterex or something ridiculously expensive. So it's still as waterproof. So if you bought a North Face Gore-Tex jacket, right? So Gore-Tex Pro, whatever, you bought a North Face jacket, how long is that supposed to last? What do you reckon the shelf life
10
is
years.
on that? 10 years? What do you reckon, Sam?
I'm gonna halve Nobby's and say 5, and think I'll still be overdoing it. I think.
Okay. 1 month, 30 days. That's
no way.
Yeah. So if you are there you go, Clan Gibson, 30 days. That's only because I told you, Raven, you'd cheat. 30 days, right? So if you think about it, every time you go out in the mountain, it doesn't always rain. And you probably want to buy a new jacket every couple of 3 years. There's your 30 days. Now, if you are a professional and you're going out every single day, that kit gets bloody destroyed. So that's why you buy super high-end stuff. But the only company, so Gore-Tex is made of, there's like a silicon membrane that they get, and the only company that so first of all, you've got like purity levels of it. There's like 100% to 99%. That goes for medical stuff. And then the stuff below that, Arterex buy up all of the stuff between like 95 and 98%. They get all of the pucker stuff, and then everything else is divided up between everyone else. So Arterex is supposed to be the best quality stuff you can get, but it is bloody expensive. And then North Face and all that, they fight out amongst themselves. But yeah, 30 days is ridiculous. And the same with tents. Tents they're susceptible to UV light, and you think, have you had a tent in the weather and the sunlight for 30 days? Most family tents, no. You probably get it out 2-3 times a year if you're really lucky. and then after 3 years, it's knackered and it's fallen to bits and it leaks. So it's just nothing's built to last anymore. And if it is built to last, it weighs a bloody ton because it's military Gore-Tex. You know, military Gore-Tex is a different weight. It's heavier and it's designed to last. It's, you know, that's what you're fighting against. You're fighting against weight, waterproofness, reliability, and it all comes together in one thing. But yeah, it's difficult. So
yeah,
we've got a question for Nobby. Right, pick a number between pick a number between 1 and 10, Nobby.
7.
7. Okay, right. So these are questions for Nobby, just so we can know a little bit more about them. It's nothing to do with bushcraft or wild camping or anything. Okay, so what method of dying is preferable, right, rather than sleeping with Gemma Collins?
Ooh. Well, to be honest with you, I think I would rather get dragged behind a bus than sleep with Gemma Collins.
Yep.
What's the best way of dying?
Yeah. So if you had to choose a death, if you say, you know, I'd like to burn to death or whatever, rather than sleep with Gemma Collins, you know, what sort of the most spectacular death you could think of to get you out of that situation?
An explosion, a definite explosion.
An explosion, yeah, to get it over with quickly.
And you could link the two as well and get a great YouTube video if Gemma Collins is there. Have you ever seen that video where they blew that whale up on the beach? You'd have great big heaps of like flying Collins coming down at you, and eyelashes, and yeah, big plume of fake tan.
Okay. So Mark Donny McLeod says, "Who is Gemma Collins?" I had to Google who she was. I didn't have a bloody clue because I do not watch TV. She's some orange reality bint from Basildon. Yeah, just a waste of time. Mac Tightwood would well bone that Gemma Collins. Yeah.
Whale boner?
No, well bone. Yeah. But Mac does like a bouncy castle, so yeah. Yeah. Good. Okay. Do you want another number?
I reckon Sam should answer.
Oh yeah, Sam. Do you know who Gemma Collins is?
Well, yes, I do because I know who she is. God, I've never been to any Essex nightclubs, though, I should say. How would I like to go out? Facing that. Well, I'm thinking I'm going with the dragon again. Behind the jet ski. I'm a terrible swimmer.
Yeah.
A series of sort of like water-based jumps, you know, just slowly scraping bits of me away, you know, whilst I'm sort of half drowning. I think that would be.
Yeah. Some nice shallow coral.
That would be preferable.
Yeah. Some nice shallow coral in there as well.
Yeah, exactly.
What would be good as well, if you're getting dragged feet first, you're definitely going to be giving yourself an enema.
Yeah. It's good.
Feet first, with your legs tied out.
Right. So Samuel Ware says, "I'm no looker, but I would rather my fingernails pulled out and fed to me rather than sleep with Gemma Collins." Robert Hector is in Basildon. Basildon hasn't changed, though. They used to say it, if you not get laid in Essex, cut it off. Yeah, true. I'm in Essex.
Well, she did.
And Worcester Wisdom says, I just Googled Gemma Collins. Oh, that's rough. Chew your arm off rather than wake her up. Excellent.
I just want to say though, Bruce. Go on, Sam. Sorry, there's a lag, mate. You crack on.
Oh yeah, I did a nighttime bike ride thing through Essex. Went through Essex from London, basically out to Dunwich on the east coast. It's like 114 miles, big organised ride thing. and that went off. It started off about 8, 9 o'clock at night. When we got through Essex, I've got no idea what town it was, but we're pedaling along. There's about 1,000 people going this way, and this, I kid you not, it was a Mark III Escort down the road going the other way, and this bird out the back of it. You're going the wrong way, like that. Brilliant, priceless. That's a happy memory for me.
Oh, fantastic! I'm glad the girls of Essex made it nice for you. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So Morris Louise Eagle says Gemma Collins, lovely skin. There's just too much of it. Yeah, Gemma Collins, what a waste.
Mate, I just want to clarify though. I'm not fattest. All right, I struggle with my weight myself. Be fat. What I am against is people promoting being fat, because it don't matter how you mix it up, and this haze they call it, health at every size. If you're anorexic, you're not healthy. If you're 20 stone, you ain't healthy. Be who you want to be by all means, but please don't tell me it's good for you to be a fucking cock juggling thunder twant, because it ain't.
Good.
That was Nobby's version of a sensible appeal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Nodger Smartphone says, "What has this got to do with camping?" No, this is nothing to do with camping. This is just working out the psychology of Nobby and how his little brain thinks. So
I once used a pair of her pants as a tent.
Okay, so what do you think the difference is between bushcraft, wild camping, hiking, prepping, glamping and vamping? Because people tend to think all this stuff is the same thing, and it really ain't. Whereas I've been talking about, ultralight Gore-Tex and super light tents and stuff, but for bushcraft, completely useless. For prepping, pretty useless. For glamping and vamping, it's pretty useless. So what's your thoughts on it, Nobby?
Probably the size of weapon you can conceal.
Yeah.
If you're ultralight, obviously you don't have a big old Bowie knife on you and stuff like that. Bushcraft, you have all sorts of shite on you, don't you? And also the amount of drinking you do.
Yeah.
If you're glamping, you're getting in that jacuzzi and you're getting merry.
Yep. Absolutely.
Don't really bushcraft. Yeah, bushcraft I tend to get lagging as well, and that's not generally good with the weapons. It's all down to what you make it, Bruce, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, exactly. But you'll say, you'll show a bushcraft kit with axes and knives and Dutch ovens and God knows what else, and then someone goes, "Oh, it's too heavy." It's like, well, you're only carrying it 100 yards from your car. You put it in a wheelbarrow or something and wheel it into the woods. That's not.
If they're telling me my kit's too heavy, I might even carry it myself, but just ask nicely.
Exactly that. Whereas hiking trails, you know yourself from your coast to coast, every ounce of that is havoc on your knees and your feet. How much food did you pack?
You find your necessities, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
But once again, it comes down to that hiking. Without a shadow of a doubt, I could have shaved 8 kilo off of my pack.
Yeah.
But do you want to be anal about everything, or do you just want to enjoy the experience? And there are 2 different breeds of hikers.
Oh, absolutely. And trail runners, I've been out in the snow in the middle of a whiteout, and you see a blooming trail runner come running past you and go, "Oh, is that Blencathra that way?" And you go, "Yeah," and then they go hossing off, and you're like,
I don't class myself as a hiker or a bushcrafter. I class myself as a wild camper, because that's, yeah. Bike camping. Have you done much of that, Sam? Come in. Can you hear us, Sam?
There we go. I'm losing. I don't know if it's me or Yeah.
I'll tell you what to do, mate. Either refresh your browser. If you click refresh, that sometimes does it, or leave and come back in.
Yeah. Or the other thing you can do is shut the camera off, so you're still on audio. That'll help as well because it's not using as much bandwidth. So just turn the camera side off.
Can't tell if he's froze or not. Blink.
Oh, he's died.
All right.
Oh, heard him? No? Yes? No? No.
I do love technology.
Oh yeah, technology is amazing when it works.
I'll tell you what, Bruce. If you boot him, I'll ping him a message to say just use the same link.
Ban from studio, kick from studio. Boop. Okay. Kick guest. Bye-bye. Right, he's gone now. Oh, Gemma lives in Brentwood. She's gone up market. Does she really? Okay.
She looks like a bear having a crap in the woods.
The thing is, sorry, I'm reading the chat. Yeah, the thing is with Gemma Lyons and Towie and all that stuff, I think the only way is Essex because I live in Essex. There is no way I'm going to watch that because it's just taking a piss out of people from Essex. And you know it's just a bunch of orange retards, so...
Yeah, but they're taking the piss out of them yourself, aren't you, there, Bruce? They are from Essex. They're the ones that speak and act that way. And I've popped down after I've gone to Lakeside or whatever, down to TGI Fridays, and they definitely exist.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, I'm not doubting it, but yeah, I just can't stand this making stupid people famous. It really pees me off, you know. It's I think with like when you watch these like survival programs like Bear Grylls The Island and all those 2000 was it 2000 B no 4000 BC was it? I can't remember what they called it now.
Yeah.
But they get on a bunch of absolute speds who
makes TV, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know, but you'd think it would also make TV if you had someone with two brain cells to rub together, had a bit of skill, who could help themselves. Do you watch this show Alone?
No. Oh, no, I know of it, but yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, so was it Fowler's Makery of Mischief? He won it one year, didn't he? Joe Robinette was on it. There's, you know, it's a really good thing for people with skills to show off their skills and how they can survive with, you know, and they all get randomly dropped at some really horrible locations. Some of them have got running water, and some of them have got like running mud. You know, it's just.
But how many late teens, early 20s want to watch that?
This is true. This is true. This is true. But it's just they deliberately choose people who are going to cause an argument, who are just, and then you're going to look at it and go, actually, no, I don't want to go and sleep on a desert island because everyone there has been eaten to death by mozzies, you know, because they can't look after themselves. And it just, most of the audience have the same amount of brain cells, but there's no one to aspire to. You're just sitting there. It's like, you know, X Factor. The first couple of weeks of X Factor, you're just sitting there laughing at people with very obvious mental illness. You know, someone who thinks they can sing, and I find that totally abhorrent. I can't stand that at all. Where you're just sort of making fun of people just because they think they can sing, and you're like, that's just not fair. Because someone along the line has told them that they're really, really talented.
Well, yeah, but in the same breath, you know, surely they need that wake-up call.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, why not?
Who is the more evil one? The person that says, "Look, fucking hell, mate, you sound really shit. Pack it in," or the person that has made that person think that they can ear rape everyone else?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But they should never have got that far. Oh, Sam's back. Oh, he's got his gay pride hat on.
Yeah, I've been on.
That's much better.
It's my most disappointing purchase ever.
What's disappointing about that? It's amazing.
Bought it from a canal festival.
Okay.
Yeah. I was a sucker.
It came with Jason Donovan.
Did it? Okay.
So did Kylie, apparently.
Yeah.
Right, what did I miss?
We were talking about like reality TV, like Bear Grylls The Island and stuff, and why they always get absolute morons on there and then just take the mickey out of them. So
Because that's more interesting TV.
Yeah, I know it makes. I know, but you'd think you'd get someone on there with actual skills. Someone who actually.
I tell you what is interesting. And apologies if you've already said this though, is seeing who gets the mindset right at the end of it, and it's never really the people you think it's going to be. The ones you think it's going to be always end up leaving or whatever. Well, they stick around now because of the money he puts in it, you know. But yeah.
Do you know what they should do? They should get a load of these bushcraft bastards, the ones that love all the kit and the experts in their field, their own mind, obviously, and put all them in it together and see the arguments. Oh, it'd be great.
The leather hat brigade.
You're whittling wrong.
Yeah, look at the state of your feather sticks. We're not going to set those on fire. You monster! Coming in here with a £600 knife. What is wrong with you?
Definitely. I'd leave on the first day because I'm soft as anything.
Yeah. So
see, I would fuck everything up and suffer my way through to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a Scottish guy I know. I think his channel was Dave Wilds, and he always kept all of his social media stuff totally separate because he was trying to get on one of these shows. And his plan was, as soon as he turns up, just bugger off, just leave, just go off into the wilderness, leave everyone behind, leave the camera crew and everything behind, and then just sit it out for about 3 weeks, and then come wandering back into camp. after they'd searched the island looking for him, just go off and hide. I thought that was genius because no one can vote him off. It was just like that. As soon as they say, "Oh, you've been evicted from the island," go, "Nah, sort off," and piss off back into the woods again.
Did you see that show Eden where they done it? And I've got to admit, the first series of it, because it was a whole year up in the Scottish Highlands. The first series of it, I was enjoying, and then because of scraps and shit like that, they stopped the show but didn't tell them, so they lived the rest of the year without being filmed.
Yeah, and they all thought they would be multi-millionaires and super famous, and they came back to nothing. No rapturous applause or nothing. It was bang out of order. Yeah,
that was a great idea for a show, though.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Pathfinders are supposed to be good. What's Pathfinders? Is that a new show? Is it? Robert Hector said.
Must be.
I don't know that one either.
Yeah. So tell us a
story.
You
like me, Sam. I don't watch telly.
No, I don't. So tell us a story about your hat, then, Sam. What adventures has it been on? How did you come?
Well, I've always got this sort of like slight Huckleberry Finn thing in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, I like to be Huckleberry Finn. You know, barefoot and all that. And this hat just seemed to fit in with that, really. So, yeah, it hasn't really been anywhere because I'm too embarrassed to wear it anyway. So it goes down Old Allen's when there's no one around.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Don't be embarrassed, mate. Embrace it.
Yeah, embrace it. It's an amazing hat. You know, it makes a statement, doesn't it? It just says, you know,
embrace my gay pride.
No.
Well, it's because I've got this really, really dull background. Look at that. Grey man. Shocking. Bit of colour.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's good. Yeah, so yeah, the reality TV stuff is just I can't stand any sort of reality TV, to be honest. It just really frustrates me. You sitting there shouting at the TV. You know, but even Ed Stafford, to a point, a lot of it is very predictable and planted.
No, not having it.
Yeah, did he show you how? Did he show you how he made the pine resin when he made the birch bark bucket to boil his water in?
that man is the last true explorer this world has fucking seen.
Oh,
He
totally.
single-handedly walked the Amazon.
Yeah.
If he tells me he's made a blackberry jus eating a leg of venison using antler bleeding chopsticks, wearing a leather vest that he's whittled, I'm believing him.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I think, but he always manages to find a goat or a deer tied up in a tree as well, doesn't he? That's always miraculous.
Where'd you get yours from?
You are roadkill usually. Fender foraged. Pathfinder's in the US, some good survivalists. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah.
Here's one for you then. Would you rather be a prepper or a bushcrafter?
Bushcrafter. I'm not
Bushcrafter.
that. I'm seriously. I'm not that bloody organised. I go along with the being a prepper. It's apart from all preppers need to have cars that do about 2 miles to the gallon. I can't understand why you need a Land Rover with 3 ton of kit in it. That just I've totally lost on that one. You'd think a prepper would have a motorbike or something really, really economical, but maybe that's just me.
Up until about a month ago, I only said I want to be a bushcrafter, but I started looking a bit silly. I stood in an empty Tesco's.
Yeah,
the hot bugger. But no, I'll go back to the bushcraft side of things now because I'm not that good. We've got Mary and I have instigated. We've got what we call an apocalypse box, which is underneath the bed, and it's full of crisps and sweets and 2 toilet rolls. So that's my prepping.
Yeah. Well, saying that when all that panic buying was going on and all that crap, I didn't go shopping at all for about 2 weeks while all that toilet paper nonsense was going on. So I've always got plenty of stuff in the house to eat, whether it's just like loads of tin food or pasta or whatever, or stuff in the freezer. I'm not exactly going to go hungry. Bushcraft all day long, but it's just I can't understand how you can have racks and racks and racks of ration packs, but those things are going to go out of date. So in 5 years' time, what do you do? Throw every single one in a bin? I don't get it. I'd rather. What
have we got for dinner, Dad? Ration packs.
Yeah. Eventually they're going to run out, and you're going to need to have skills, hunting skills and, back to nature type skills. So you might as well learn them first and do semi prepping on the side.
So, be sensible about it, I think.
Yeah. Dave Canterbury is Pathfinder. Yeah. I know Dave Canterbury's Pathfinder. I thought it was so Pathfinder got a TV show or something going on that I've missed. I don't know. Anyway, shit in the woods saves paper. Yeah, it does. But I think having this lockdown has made people not as wasteful. I don't think you've probably had as many people throwing as much rubbish away or wasting any food. I think it's made everything a little bit more precious, which is only a good thing. If you think the amount of people who were travelling to London to sit in an office who can still do their job from home, why are they bothering driving to London? I don't understand that.
100%.
What?
Yeah, 100%.
They're wasting what, £100 a week on
years
fuel?
of their lives.
Years on that. Yeah. 3-4 hours of a day travelling when they could be more productive sitting at home. I don't understand it. Okay, they'd have to have to do something about the wanking, but other than that, they'd be fine.
Just tilt the camera up.
Yeah, true.
That's what I'm doing.
Is that why your eyes keep going crossed?
Scary thing is, I believe you.
No, I've got to pinch my nose.
We're under house arrest. You got a garden still. Yeah, I'm so lucky. I've got a little garden. That's makes it so much blooming easier. So excellent. Okay, do you want to have a quick?
No garden.
Yeah. So what's your views on van camping then?
I personally, I'm a fan. Before it became a. Huh?
I said I'd love it if I could afford one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it before it became a thing.
Money, innit? Big money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, you got like the the Volkswagen transporters and so much funky kit and solar panels and God knows what else. But yeah, the old Vauxhall van that'd do me. But it's that having that extra wheels and that extra insurance and that extra tax and all that stuff is. I did come really close to doing it as well, but it's just.
It is strictly. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I did come really close to doing it, but it's just so much more expense and another set of wheels just sitting there rotting on your driveway. So same with camper vans as well. I'm not, as in proper camper vans, because the DVLA has actually changed the laws on camper vans now. They've got to have certain things now. It used to be just had to have a sink in it, but now they've got to have a window and a roof light and some extra stuff because there were so many people buying transit vans, converting them, and just saying, because if you get cheaper insurance, and I think it's a different tax band as well, so you save money by making it a camper van, and it's just a van with a mattress thrown in the back. So,
but you are limited to where you can go over them in this country, aren't you? It is more of a social thing because you either end up on sites or on lay-bys in bleeding roads. There's not many places you can go proper wild camping in a van, is there? All right, it's more comfortable, more room, and all that sort of shite. But
yeah. So I was thinking of making a camper.
A lot of them sites.
Sorry, Sam.
Yeah, sorry. A lot of those sites I would not want to be social with. A lot of those sites I would not want to be social with people on because they're not my kind of people.
Yeah.
It'd be it's a bit too swingery for me, I think.
Yeah.
They're doggers sites, Sam.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, Nodger Smart Fan says get a van with a tent stuck on the side. Yeah, because my idea was to have a van with like loads of kit in the back of it. So have a raised double bed, and then underneath the bed had a storage bit. So you open up the back doors, and you got the storage bit with, climbing gear, and maybe if you could squeeze a mountain bike in there or something like that. But you could also put a dehumidifier in it, so that little package underneath your bed was also your drying room, which would be really handy. But I was thinking I could leave work on a Friday night, drive up to the Lake District, kip in the van, get up first thing in the morning, and then piss off out in the hills. But I can do that. I can do that anyway. I can park my car and put my pack on and just put my tent up.
But see, your vamping then's for a purpose. People are vamping for vamping, and don't get to say I've had the old bang bus I had was brilliant. I loved it. I had a dartboard on the back door when you opened it. I had a little shower on the side, but it weren't professionally done.
Oh no, God no!
But
No.
I didn't used to go away with other people with vans.
Yeah. It's just, it just takes I think it takes a lot of the fun away from it. So I've been on, bushcrafty type kind of camps with Ant, actually, Man Stuff TV, and he turned up in his van and was kipping in the van, and he had all these petrol burners and all that cool stuff, and we was cooking on a campfire, swinging in hammocks, 500 yards away. And I think you lose a bit of the experience from being in a van, So
Tell me one better thing than a campfire when you're camping.
exactly, yeah. But it was a dead good camp, and we was playing games around the fire, and it was a good laugh. But then he had to go off and into the van, and everyone else sort of jumped in their hammocks. That was all. So it just a bit different. So yeah, I'd rather. So Samuel Ware said I'd rather sleep in a tent than a van. Yeah, it depends. It depends what the weather's like. If the weather's absolutely battering outside, I'd rather be in a van. But yeah, it's down to how well the van's kitted out and how warm you are, and just there's loads of variables. You know, a redhead
You
woman.
want to get yourself an old ice cream trailer and put a stove in it.
Yeah,
That works.
You've done a good job there, though, haven't you?
It probably won't ever move again. Works. It works. It's comfortable, and that is lovely. When the foul, that's great. You know, because you leave the window open, and just listen to the rain, and it's warm, and get your book out, and happy days. But I'm soft. It's like I said, I'm soft.
Yeah. There is something really special about being in a tent while it's absolutely pissing down outside. Yeah, being in your hammock, all nice and warm and toasty, while it's absolutely
unless you
down.
need a piss.
Well, yeah, it does make you want to piss, doesn't it? All that water, all splashing around. Yeah, that don't help. That doesn't help. But getting into it,
It's not too good if it started raining before you got in your tent.
exactly. Yeah, putting up your tent in the pee and rain and wind.
Yeah, getting into one. Yeah,
and then trying to get into a tent and take your waterproofs off and get into a sleeping bag without getting your sleeping bag wet is a mission. Which is the big downfall with a one-man tent and a hoop bivvy or a Lancashire one or anything like that. So at least a two-man, you've got a little admin area where you can just get blooming dry, So when I did my mountain leader assessment, the guy had a Hillyberg, which is typical two-man tent, and he didn't get out of his tent. He went in his tent about 6 o'clock, cooked all his dinner, stayed in there, and then 8 o'clock in the morning he came out, and I was like, I said to him, he said, "What did you get up to last night?" I said, "I wandered over to the woods and had a dump and did this and did that." And he goes, "Oh, I had a dump in my tent." What? He goes, "Yeah, I had a dump in my tent. I always do. Since I started doing winter skills, stuff, where it's peeing down with rain or snowing, you don't want to get out of your tent. If you get out of your tent, you probably die." So what he takes cling film with him, folds it all up, unfolds it, lays it on the floor, has a dump on it, wipes his bum, wraps it all up, puts it in a dog poo bag, and carries it out with him. And I was like, okay, yeah, nice one. But yeah,
I would rather be cold and wet than sleep with a shit.
exactly. And I was like, what about the smell? And he's like, just laying there in your sleeping bag going, oh no. There's things
this is why I never share a tent with another man.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So.
At least with a tarp, you could do it and then just fucking lob it and rub your hand on the grass.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I just like, okay, that's great. And yeah, he may have been practicing for winter or something, but yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, but when did he figure this out?
He figured it out.
At what point do you go, do you know what? It's a bit wet out there. I think I'll have a crap in me tent.
Yeah. Well, he said because he works up in Scotland a lot, mountain leading up in Scotland, where it's if you get out of your tent, you're dead, or in a snow hole or something. I suppose that's where it's come from, but. I suppose it's always good to practice, It's like a Mr. Whipping machine. You're never going to get it right straight away. Your face, Lee. Oh.
Yeah, I might go set a little tent up in my kids' room and practice.
Decent. Do you want another question, Lee? Do you want another question?
I'm not sure, Bruce.
Go on, 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Well, obviously, you can't have 7.
6.
6. Whoa. If you were beamed 400 years into the past naked, How would you prove that you're from the future? There you go.
That's, oof. Well, it'd be hard because they're not going to understand me anyway.
No, true.
I'd show my foot and see if they got the camel toe joke.
Okay, yeah.
That's a very good question, that, Bruce.
It's
Fillings. There you go. I'll show them my fillings.
Yeah, showing your fillings in your teeth. Yeah, modern dentistry. That's quite good. Yeah, yeah, it's decent. Yeah, I've got a pin in my ankle, and I think medical stuff has to have a date on it. So if I had to, they could cut me open and take the pin out and go, okay. Yeah, interesting question, though, isn't it? Interesting question.
No, it is a very good question.
Yeah, nothing to do with bushcraft, but there you go. Or you could just say, I'm really bad at primitive skills, so I'm obviously not. I'm not from this time period. Where's my mobile phone?
Or as you know them, skills.
Yeah, as you know, it's skills. Yeah, the best bushcrafter ever was your great granny. Yeah, definitely. Oh, so what do you reckon, Sam, on that question?
Probably the softness of my feet. Because they never had feet when they were their crap shoes and things. Yeah. So look how soft my skin.
Yeah, look how soft my skin is. Yeah,
I mean the fillings obviously as well. I've got a mouthful of them, but
yeah.
Tattoos.
Yeah, tattoos.
I come from a soft tattoo.
Yeah, tattoos.
Good one. Yeah. I'll give it tats out for the lads.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't know anything. Sorry, I don't know anything about the history 400 years ago, so I'll be a bit stuffed.
Maybe I'd show them my completely smooth Biffin's bridge.
Your what?
Hang on, they did have. They're doing though. I don't know how much they had it in Europe. They did have it.
Oh, show
What,
me
tattooing?
Yeah, they would have had.
Yeah, because that guy they found in the Alps, the Otzi the Iceman. You remember that guy? Or Otzi, whatever.
I didn't know him personally.
He had little. He had like little tiny tattoo marks at various points on his skin, and they didn't were until a modern day. Oh God, what do they call it? Modern day acupuncturist looked at them just completely coincidentally and said they were acupuncture points, and most of them were still current with what they would use today. And when they looked into his the conditions he had, obviously through the autopsy they'd done, and looked into the various conditions he had, they were accurate treatment points. So it was like stick a needle here, wherever he went. So, and it completely changed their thoughts on that. But those were tattooed marks. So different purpose, but they had that sort of thing.
So you could demonstrate then that acupuncture has not been working for over 400 years.
Yeah. See, I go
5,000. I think it was 5,000 years old.
Yeah. So I go along with acupuncture working because obviously if you've got, I don't know, say you injured your shoulder and they stick a load of acupuncture needles in there, your body is going to detect that something has been invasive in your body, and then it's going to release all of the healing white blood vessels and whatever, and then repair that area where it's not been doing it properly before. Yeah, because it hasn't seen it and recognised it as an injury. But sticking things in your little toe to make your kidneys better or stop you having nosebleeds is just crazy. I don't understand that side of things.
I view them the same as chiropractors, mate. And
yeah, chiropractors.
Sorry, Sam.
Go on. No, go on. Keep going.
Oh, anyone that cracks my fucking bones about looking at X-rays, yeah, you can poke it.
Yeah,
you're not a doctor. You're just some muppet that likes squeezing people.
Yeah. Cracking bones is really dangerous as well because you can get like loads of little fractures and stuff in your spine. So there's in oh god, Nepal.
I've had loads of it.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, there you go.
I used to be in another life. I used to be a performer, dancer thing way back, and I over rotated really badly. Yeah. Completely locked up my spine, and I had to have it just to be able to move for the rest of that week. I had to have it all sort of cracked up, and that started me off when I was sort of like 19, and I've had it semi-regularly since. But now things have settled right down. I might have a bad dose every 3 years. And that's it, which is kind of normal.
Yeah.
So
Have
most
you?
of the time, I don't need to go now. Yeah.
So Nobby, have you over rotated when you were dancing?
I once swung my helicopter too hard and caught myself in the chin.
So against the grain. Oh,
Before we
yeah.
before you take the piss too much, I'll tell you about the show that I was in.
Yeah.
So
Go for it.
in this dance, I had to catch this woman and spin her around, right, and throw her off this way, and we carried on with the dance, right?
Yeah.
And she was a beefcake of a woman, and in this other bit, she picked me up under the armpits and she's spinning me round, right? But she's wearing a long dress, and on one of the show nights, she caught her foot on the heel of her dress. We went down like a sack of potatoes, right? This is at the National Theatre in Norway, in front of like loads of people. We had about 30 seconds to 45 seconds to fill before the next thing happened. She picked me up, put me on a table, pulled my trousers and pants down, and pretended to give me a blowjob on stage.
Nice.
Yeah. Terrifying.
Yeah. Sounds good.
In front of a lot of paying Norwegians. Yeah. So,
Interesting stuff.
there you go. That's the whole highlight and the low light of my career. Yeah.
So when you were swinging this woman around, did you ever have to hold her in a bikini?
Oui.
No. I'll leave that to other people holding in bikinis. They're just friends, though. Them two. They're just friends.
I'll inform you about that joke after, Bruce.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh.
Si would have been buggered with Fatima Whitbread, though, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Oh, does he like a bit of Fatima Whitbread, does he?
Oh, mate, yeah, he's all about it.
Cool, yeah, powerful woman.
He says he dreams about shaving her bollocks.
Oh. So we got Against the Grain in, who
Lifer X has unsubscribed.
is he? Oh well, that's a shame. I'll miss him. Against the Grain is in, who used to be Bearded Clam.
He's probably unsubscribed from me, so I wouldn't worry.
Yeah. Oh, fine. So how's Old Alan's doing? So explain what Old Alan's is for.
It's doing good.
Yeah, to explain to people in the chat what Old Alan's is.
Okay. It's a 3-acre piece of land, which is agricultural farmland / woodland that I was lucky enough to be able to buy about six years ago. And it was a way of keeping some money safe to stop me spending it, really. But it's become a wild camp. Well, not wild camp, but it's become a camp location for myself, other people. Keeping it good for nature, really, but making it usable by people as well. That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So
I've been there, and it is the bollocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the videos of it, and you clearing areas and doing bits and bobs there.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It was completely scrubbed to begin with. So, yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Real Brand says, hit the like button. It helps Bruce, but not everybody there is a silver lining. It helps Bruce, but not Nobby. Oh, sorry, but not Nobby. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I said nobody. Yeah.
Bit rude, Simon.
Yeah, but definitely hit the like. Hit the like button. Hit the like. Not the thumbs down, because that will make me very upset and make me cry. I'll get over it.
Or make sure you pop over and have a look at Sam's channel and all.
Yeah, so Sam and Mary's Outdoor Life. Go and give them a subscribe, guys. Oh, two people have just disappeared off.
That would be great. Yeah,
viewing.
yeah.
Oh, they've gone to check you out, I reckon.
There's loads of him dancing in his field.
Yeah. So Nobby, do you want another question?
I do that.
Oh. Go on then, number 4.
Number 4. If you were arrested, what would your neighbours think you had done? So if the old Bill come up and cuffed you, dragged you off and threw you in the back of the meat wagon, what would your next door neighbour think you'd done?
To be honest, mate, not a lot, because I'm a fucking damned good neighbour.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a really tricky question, mate. Strangled a vegan.
Strangled a vegan. Yeah.
Got to have a hobby.
Yeah, fine. Go on then, Sam. What do you reckon?
Honestly, what would they think I'd done? Probably gone out in lycra that was just one size too small.
Oh, what? So it went transparent. cheap lycra that goes transparent as you're driving past the school. Yeah.
I was pedaling to work one day. I was pedaling to work one day, just in normal work gear, which is how I mostly ride. And this guy overtook me on a bike, and he was like racing bike, bent down, and he wasn't that much quicker than me. I could see his ass crack. It was horrible. Just transparent lycra.
Oh.
It looks like a dog poo bag with an eel in it.
Oh dear, oh dear. These are good. These
Lycra X. Old Alan's redeemed.
Has redeemed you. I'm back in. I'm good. No.
Old Alan's. It's always me that misses out on the subs. Look, Sam, Old Alan's has redeemed me. He's back in.
Yeah. No. Mike Smith's in the house. Hi, Mike. How's it going? So Mike's anyone's. Do you know of Mike Smith?
He married Sarah Green, didn't he? He used to fly helicopters.
No, no, a different one. No, a different one. But he was YouTubing way before I was. He's been around for ages. Properly nice guy, and lives near me as well. He's another lad from sunny Essex.
We got 3 Southerners on the screen at one time. That's unheard of.
Did you say he's part of the East End?
Yeah, the Iceni crew. He's in his swag in his back garden. Awesome. Nice, Matt. Nice work, Mike. Nice work.
The only way that could be better is if it was a spelling mistake.
In a slag in his back garden. Well, I didn't put any lemonade in that. Oh my god. Oh, that burns. So I'm drinking. Ginger Ninja, gingery gin. How cool is that? I just like the logo, and it's got melted wax on it.
And,
So. Oh.
and just to support Bruce, I'm on the ginger beer
Oh, well done.
because he is.
Ant survived the night. Is in the house. Hi, how you doing, Ant? How's it going? Right.
If he's fucking in, I'm off.
Oh,
This is no more interesting than.
Back in a minute.
Yep, good.
In there, you can be comfortable and watch it.
Oh, I'm glad that brick's done. Right, so Sam, on our next bit of our agenda, right? What skills are you looking to learn in coming up? You know, looking towards the future. What sort of things do you want to be learning or teaching yourself or having to practice at?
Okay. Well, I've started having to go at the old pole lathe, the old wood turning on the pole lathe. I've set one of those up down at Old Allen's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting started on that. I want to be doing poles.
Oh, wicked! So, you got a bungee one or one on a branch?
It's on a branch, bit of hazel. Yeah.
Oh, decent.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I'll put it in the little roundhouse I've got for the time being and give it a crack in there.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, so you're literally bodging.
Literally bodging, yeah, and I mean, for people that don't know, I'm in the Chilterns, and that's like a historical area for that work. So it's quite good for the local area, you know. Ties in nicely. So.
Yeah. So do you do lots of those sorts of skills at Old Allen's? Or is that the plan?
No, it's something I want to do more of.
Yeah, definitely. Because
that's the plan, long term. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that would make a wild camping spot. But if someone could turn up at a wild camping spot and weave a basket, have a go on a pole lathe, make a spoon or whatever, I think that only strengthens your position. And makes it a unique. I think if someone can take away something as something, I made this, something tangible that they did during their weekend, is just it's immeasurable. I have still got the first spoon I ever carved, which was just amazing. I couldn't sleep.
I was talking to Nobby about it.
Yeah. But those
so I was talking to Nobby about it in the week, and what I'd like to do is have because we've done the hobo hangout now, but we'd quite like to do exactly what you're saying. Get in someone that can do mobile metal work, wood turning, and other associated bits, and then you could have people come in and they can make a knife, so they could with help make up a rustic knife, do the bit, do the handle, put it all together, get a leather worker in, take that away, so everyone gets a bit of stuff, that sort of thing, and a big pig cooked in the ground or something,
Oh, that'd be epic.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a proper skills weekend, and thing is, you could charge, a decent amount for that as well, for that kind of thing, providing it's all sort of done.
We'd have to cover.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We'd have to just to cover the cost of things.
But there's always
it's always been sort of like free. I've always funded things that come. I've always funded things for people that come generally, but they're just coming to hang out, so that's fine, With this, it would need to be costed and worked out properly to cover those costs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And because it's a small area, we couldn't have people cramming everywhere.
No,
You know,
no.
I don't think it was limited as well, but you know.
So you're cutting in and out a little bit. So.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I was saying, have to keep the numbers. Have to keep the numbers down. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Just because of the size. Yeah. Size of the venue.
Yeah. So can you book onto Sam's place? So have you got a website or a way of booking?
At the moment, I'm on Nearly Wiping website. That's the only way of booking in. So if you just wanted to come on your own and sort of stay there, you could do it through that website. They charge £20 to join, and then that gives you all of the contact list, so you could then contact me directly.
Okay.
That's how that works. But to be fair, that only started up, I think, last year or the year before as a thing. And I wait until after this thing is all over, it's still going before you join it, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, otherwise people could maybe message me through my channel. We could probably do it that way. But it's just doing things through YouTube, as you know, is a bit difficult to arrange. So it's best to do it through an external.
Yeah.
So,
are you on Instagram as well, Sam?
Yes, that's just Sam's Outdoor Life, his Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because with Instagram, it's easier to message on Instagram than it is on YouTube. There used to be a messaging service on YouTube, so you could message the creator, but they've stopped all that because there was just too much underground shenanigans going on. But yeah, but to get your old Allens, on the map, because the thing is, you've got wild campers, you've got bushcrafters, you've got even families who want to take their kids out, to find somewhere they can legally go and light a fire. It's just it's so difficult. It's so bloody difficult. And you're really near the M25 circle as well, aren't you? You're really convenient. It's a really good central location.
Yeah. The thing that appealed to me about the camping thing is it's a stepping stone for people into. So if they are nervous about getting turfed out of a tent in the middle of the night because they're not supposed to be there, that just takes that away. But they still get to practice and have, like you say, time with the family or whatever. On they know they're allowed. It takes away that fear. So
Do you allow hammocks on there, Sam?
Yeah. Although Mary fell out of one the other day because the rope snapped. So
yeah, but no, it sounds so cool, because if you could get so insurance wise, what's the most people you could have on there at a time? Have you got like fire regulations or something that state how many people you can have there?
No, there isn't any number like that. There is. I have to have insurance, but that's just public liability. So that's just if anybody happened to walk in there and hurt themselves, even if they're not supposed to be there, they could do me for it. So it's an oddity of the law. But so I've got that, and that cover would cover people camping there. But it's just pure logistics really for how many people could stay down there at once. Yeah. Most daytime, I think, was about 60 people. We had about 60 people for daytime once, and probably about 30 stayed. So that's doable.
Oh wow,
that's
30.
the most we've ever had down there, but obviously half the building. about half the field is taken up with cars at that point. So you could lift share
that's the
or
thing, yeah.
come
So
by train or whatever.
yeah, yeah. So is there a
You know,
local?
so if like your lot were coming for, you know,
Yeah.
you could all travel together. That'd be great. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking if someone in the chat has got like 5 or 6 mates and they wanted to rock up for a weekend, that's perfect, isn't it? Yeah. Or if you wanted to arrange a meet.
Yeah, it's ideal.
20. Yeah. No, that sounds so cool. Sounds so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely need to make my way over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when everything opens up again, you know,
Yeah.
the
No.
site will be open again. But for the time being, it's just myself and Mary able to get over there. But yeah.
Yeah, and that is the frustrating bit. But I think yours is such a central location, whereas I'm over on like Essex coast, and it just makes everything so much more difficult to get to. It just adds like an hour and a half on every single journey. But where you are you're like, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours from me, which is it's not that bad, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So,
Yeah. About 5 hours from site.
yeah. Yeah, no, that's pucker. But it's nice to know that there's something like that there available, because you've got stealth campers and wild campers who sneak out. I don't know, 9 o'clock at night as it's getting dark, set the hammock up, sleep in the woods. Oh, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. It's starting to get light. I better go. Well, they don't get anything done, and I don't personally think that's any kind of fun. Just sleep in the woods. I want to stay in the woods for the day and make stuff and faff about and build shelters, and that kind of get a little bit more hands on and just practice fire lighting, or just have a play with skills, and or play games or chat or whatever. But that kind of stealth camping, you're losing. The biggest element is sitting around and having a chat with your mates. And if you can't do that on a stealth camp, it's
But if your biggest, you like hiding, then that's what they go for, isn't it? And no matter how long you're there for, cooking a steak on a campfire is cooking a steak on a campfire.
absolutely.
It's better than not doing it.
Oh yeah, better than not doing it. It's just having a place like Sam's is ideal because no one's going to turf you out at 3 o'clock in the morning. And you can chill out and you can take your time. You can set your hammock up so you're nice and comfy, and it just gives you time, doesn't it? And you're more relaxed and you're not looking over your shoulder. It's a paid for permission, which is
It's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Absolutely perfect. So no, very very cool. So the question was, Nobby, while you was off doing whatever you was doing, what skills are you looking forward to learning? Or is there anything you want to teach yourself or find out on YouTube? Or
Definitely want to learn how to use a sewing machine. I am going to learn friction fire this year. Once again, they come up as and when you need them, don't they? It's they're the two big ones: sewing on a sewing machine, and friction fire. Maybe a bit of whittling.
Yeah, a bit of whittling. I think whittling's one of those things. It's that it's just a random task, and I find you just so. We went back to the first spoon I carved. I couldn't sleep, so I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So there was a bit of wood from the night before, so I got my knife out and I started whittling away, drinking a cup of coffee, relit the campfire, and I just sat there whittling the spoon, listening to the woodland all wake up around me, and that was just magical. It was just something I'd never done before. And all the birds sort of started singing, and it was brilliant. And waking up and really lovely, beautiful sunny day, campfire going, cup of coffee, whittling the spoon. Yeah, it was just perfect. It was so cool.
So,
Um,
the only reason I've not really done any whittling is it's the same as sculpting to me. It's the easiest job in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get a big chunk of rock and you've got to make an elephant,
Yeah.
you just knock away all the bits that don't look like an elephant. It
Yeah.
ain't hard.
Yeah, the elephant was there the entire time. What are you doing? We've got a Doge sniffing about.
Oh, the dog.
It's Mr. Preston. Don't know where the rat's gone. Oh,
Gay.
he's not gay. He's a big, strong boy. Aren't you, Mr. Preston? Yes.
I weren't talking about Preston.
Okay. Fair enough. Big TV, didn't see a hi. So I'm reading through the friction fire is hard but fun. The first ember, yeah, exactly. That's the thing. When you do friction fire, the first ember you get is amazing. It's a proper little buzz, and then to blow that into flame and actually get a flame, you can't really get that the first few times you do it, it's just wicked. It is really, really cool. Yeah, so Woods of Wisdom says he'd like to learn flint knapping. I've had a go at flint knapping. I made a bit of an arrowhead, but most of it I just made gravel. Yeah, I'll show you my flint head I made. Hang on.
Right, while this fucker's gone, once again, make it look like he's got a bogey on his nose. Just keep pointing out in the chat and he'll keep checking himself. So, yeah, Sam, that's, probably the best way round.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely agree with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's my flint, which isn't
Ain't too bad, mate.
That's all right, that.
It looks arrow shaped, but it's really fat. It's really thick. Yeah, so it's not too swish. Whoops, sorry, wrong way.
You wouldn't want to sit on it, would you?
No, but it it looks arrow shaped, and then I made this out of a bit of volcanic glass, and you can see the percussion marks on it where I've whacked it, because glass and flint are really, really similar, and that kind of, but you can see how random it is. It's just not that great. But it's like I got to a point and thought I better stop on both of them. But I made this one was with Will Lord. Do you know who Will Lord is? So Will Lord.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's basically a bloody caveman. Will Lord is amazing. But his dad before him did all the was it Neanderthal skills or whatever you call it. But he does primitive firelighting and flint knapping, and he must get through about 20 ton of flint. Best napper in the UK, yeah. I watched one of his videos once, and he had this massive node of flint, big old lump of it, and he's like, "This is perfect. This is flawless, and I want to make like this so and so axe about it." And he sat there talking about it for about half an hour and didn't even hit it because he was deciding where he wanted to whack it. And then the next video, he goes, "Okay, I've decided I'm going to glance it here, and it's going to do this," and he goes, "Bang!" and he went completely the other way. And he goes, "Okay, that's stuffed it. I'll have to make something else now." But that's the thing. It's knowing where you're going with it, and that probably took me about 4 hours just to make that. Whereas proper flint knappers just go tip 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 tip. There you go, it's an arrowhead. You get people making them out of the bottoms of beer bottles as well, which is pretty decent. Bruce bogey alert. There's no bogeys. It's always looking at your nose, Bruce. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, there's no bogeys.
Oh God.
My beard. Piss off.
Every chat.
Left nostril. There's nothing there, man. There's nothing there. Terrible. Bullies. They're all bullies. Anyway. Oh, right. Time for another question for Nobby. Nobby, where we get to? We had the arrested. We've had the if you were been 400 years. Go on, Nobby. Pick a question.
9.
Number 9. Oh, what sort of cult would you start?
Oh, well, what a lot of people don't know, would I start or would I join?
Would you start?
Well, see, with Sam having his little commune, we've already spoken about this, Bruce, and Sam came up with the idea, and I thought it was a brilliant idea, and I think I'll join him in it. It's called Rimming for Redemption. It's a cult. And basically you spend all your time cleansing souls.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Yeah, down at Old Allen's. Rimming for Redemption.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I've got to go.
Sam's frozen up. Oh, no, he's moved. He's moved. He's all right. He's all right.
He got all excited.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any of that.
It's
I didn't hear any of that. Rimming for redemption, and apparently had something to do with.
Gone again, mate.
So Sam, just try stopping your cam and leave your microphone on.
Or just hit the refresh button.
It's gone. There we go.
There you go.
Now we can hear you.
Can we hear you now, Sam?
Yeah.
No, he's still.
No, you need to hit that refresh button, mate.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Kick him. Kick him good, Bruce.
I'll kick him. Go on, bugger off. Kick guest. Bugger. Right, he's gone. He's gone. He'll be back in a minute once he's sorted his life out. Right, Morris Louise Eagle says, good night, Luke. Stay safe. Sending regards. Night, fellas. Oh, dear. Okay, so during this time where we're sort of a little bit looking for stuff to do, what essential things do you put in your first aid kit, Nobby?
Oof, do you know what? I am really lax on my first aid kit, and I really need to sort it out.
Yeah.
I've got all the steri strips and stuff like that. It's a very, very bog standard one, mate. The one thing I never leave home without is indigestion tablets.
Okay.
I normally have like a sanitary towel in there as a first field dressing.
Definitely.
And obviously you can use it as a lighter, but it is very basic. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I do the long distance stuff, I'll take all the creams like the ibuprofen gel, the heat gel, the cooling gel. Yeah, stuff for blisters. I do, after seeing your vid, I want to start getting the rehydration sachets and shit like that in there as well, because you had a quality first aid kit and it wasn't that big.
No, because it's all tiny stuff. It's like, like the little tick removers and syringe. I think syringes are a proper quality thing to take, just as using as like a water pistol for flushing out wounds and cleaning people's eyes out and stuff like that. A mirror's another good one as well, other than using your phone. But if you get something in your eye, I've done it in the woods where I've walked into something and like stabbed myself, but I can't see it. And I think in your mind, you're like, what the hell have I done? It really, really hurts. So you like holding the mirror up and get your phone like that, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's not that bad, you know. And it just turns out to be a little nick or something. But yeah, good first aid setup that, Bruce. Yeah, well, because I do mountain leading with kids and stuff. I've obviously got the work one, but the work one is pretty bloody limited, to be honest. So if there's stuff that isn't that I need, I can use my own first aid kit as well, which is more my personal first aid kit. It's really awkward because things like plasters and creams and wound stop bleeding powders and stuff you can put on. You can't use any of that stuff. You got to be really blooming careful, especially when you're dealing with young people. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah, mirrors are really great for seeing ticks and stuff like that as well. Because if you get some ticks in some proper dodgy places. Luckily, touch wood, I've never had a tick. Maybe it's because I'm ginger. Don't know. Oh, Nobby's getting told off.
No. She wants her iPad, mate.
Oh, fair enough.
I've just got to get rid of all the midget porn I've been watching. Here you go, darling.
Yeah.
What are you whispering for? Yeah.
Sam's trying to. Pink Welly Girl. I assume this is. Is this Sam's other half, Mary? Sam's trying to resolve technical issues. I had one the other day on my nutsack. Ooh.
What, a technical issue?
No, a tick. A technical test.
A testicle issue.
A technical Sam's other personality. Oh. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, a tick on your nuts. No. Yeah, my dog had one on. So go on, Nobby.
I had a mate out in Germany that got one on his nipple, right on his nipple. That weren't good.
Ooh.
You wouldn't have thought there'd be much blood to suck out of a nipple, would you?
Well, no, but they're designed for sucking. Well, male or female. Yeah. Does anyone in the chat got any questions about sort of stuff in the future? Where's the best? Where do you want to go and do a camp? Have you got any camps planned? Do you want any ideas for camps?
Just a quick one that I saw a while ago. It's Menthol. Whoever was asking what vape I was sucking on. Sorry, I saw it pop up in the chat earlier.
Menthol, really? Ugh. Have they banned menthol cigarettes now?
Apparently, they open up your capillaries and stuff, didn't they?
Do they?
So it's actually worse for you than normal smoking. Whereas before, menthols were always the fags you give to your kids. Not me. I'm talking years and years ago.
Great places.
I could be talking utter shite there, Bruce. I've got to say, that's just something I've heard.
Yeah, I don't know. But the price of a packet of fags now is 20 cigarettes is like blooming 12, 13 quid now, isn't it? It's crazy money.
Yeah, I'm so glad I gave up.
I remember mate saying he was going to stop when he got to £2.50. It still smokes.
Yeah, no, it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But is it? I mean, I quite like going to restaurants. Not that I ever go without smoke being filled everywhere. That was almost English, Bruce. Do you want me to try it again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like restaurants, no smoke.
Yeah, no, definitely. I remember going to a nightclub, and it was a silk cut night, and you paid to go into the nightclub. It shows how old I am, right? Paid to go into the nightclub, like, well, whatever it was, £6 or something like that. God, sorry, it's one of the dogs that's just farted. It really smells. you paid the money to go there, and then they gave you 2 packets of cigarettes, so 40 cigarettes they gave you as you walked in the door, and then you walked into like the main nightclub, and it was just like a smoke machine where everyone, all these young gullible teenagers, young, dumb, and full of enthusiasm, were just like chain smoking because they'd just been given 40 cigarettes. Well, how many people the next day woke up and went, some reason I really fancy a cigarette because I smoked 40 the night before. yeah, it's crazy.
Doctors used to smoke them.
Samuel, I have to go. The wife requires me. Wow. Rear says you still get menthol filters for roll-ups.
That's what I get.
Okay. Yeah, I never.
I used to get when I used to smoke.
Yeah, I never understood menthol stuff. It's just like smoking a polo. It's very, very strange. So.
Well, yeah, but see, I was always an anti-smoking smoker. Smoke's fucking horrible. It makes you stink. It tastes horrible. But so menthol, give it a little less crap.
Yeah, I think this might be Sam, but it said device not connected. Sam, you alive?
Hello. Am I back?
Yes, you're back.
Back in the room.
Hey.
Nice one.
I really need to get a new laptop.
I think it's more you probably your connection rather than your laptop.
No.
Excellent. Yeah.
The laptop's deadly. I think webcams were new.
Yeah. So Sam, what's your first aid kit essentials? What sort of things do you put in your first aid kit for going out camping, hiking, or do you have any special first aid kit for old Allens for customers and stuff? What's your thoughts on that?
No, the only first aid kits that I've got are those sort of little packs, really, which are kind of woefully inadequate. In the van, I must admit, having come across an accident once, I've got a lot of like big bandages, because that was pretty horrible. And you've literally just got a little red camping style thing that doesn't do anything. But no, essential items normally, I'll be honest, for myself, ibuprofen and paracetamol. Anything more serious than that, I'm off to hospital anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And like probably the worst thing you're going to come across, well, with old codgers like us, is going to be something like heart attack. Seriously, is going to be heart attack.
Yeah.
What's that, Lee? Your IQ? So yeah, something like heart attack, where people are sitting around all day, drinking alcohol, thinning their blood, and eating bacon. It's going to be some sort of heart attack. So as long as you know your CPR and the whole staying alive thing, or Baby Shark, or whatever it is, you're pretty good. And then obviously with bushcraft and woodland skills, it's going to be a major bleed. So carrying things like tampons is actually quite a good idea because they're designed to suck up blood. So just get pressure on it and get the emergency services involved as soon as possible. So I'm going back through the camp. Wife requires me to say that. I think when I smoked, it was £2 a pouch of baccy, and that was 20 years ago. That's Woods of Wisdom. That's not too terrible, is it? Oh, just coming up over 2 hours. That's not bad. So, did we ask what skills you wanted to know? Oh, you said sewing machine, didn't you? So, right, Nobby, do you want another question?
Give us number one.
Number one. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
Ooh, one.
One? What,
Yeah.
one particularly evil chicken, or how's this going to go down?
That's going to go down with a fuck off Gert cannon and a frozen chicken. How would you do it?
I was thinking like a elephant stroke gang of chickens type fight.
Oh right, okay. You need to be. You should really not tailor this to my murderous needs, though, Sam.
Oh no! Shooting an elephant with a frozen chicken is amazing. I like that.
I'm a problem solver.
It's Making
Are these
what?
Are these trained chickens?
What? No, they're just
Are they
chicken.
trained?
They're just chickens.
Oh, I reckon enough to suffocate you. It'd have to be a fucking lot of chickens.
Yeah, it would have to be a lot. Yeah, just to swamp it down so it couldn't get to its water supply and eventually starve to death. So.
Right, I'm going to ask you one back now, and I think I've asked this on a different stream, but I like the answers people give.
Yeah.
What is the biggest animal you could get over a goalpost? On your own?
I don't know, probably a sheep. Sheep, no problem. Pig, no way. Yeah, maybe a human.
They're not allowed to assist you?
Yeah. Maybe a fair-sized dog. Cat, easy. A dog, if it's on a lead, you can swing it. You can swing it and get a bit of momentum.
That's why I always go for emu.
An emu? Well, I don't know. They're a bit kicky, aren't they?
Oh, no. You knock it out first. I ain't stupid. You legs like the hammer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that's decent. That's good.
What about you, Sam?
Kangaroo with the firework behind it. That'd do it for me. That's a big animal. It'd do it for me, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No,
that's a good call.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of all the different animals, but yeah, I think a sheep, because you got the wool to kind of grab onto and give it a fling. But
if you're going to do sheep, wouldn't a goat be better because they're balanced? So you could literally stand it on your hands, and as you went to lob it'd jump.
Yeah, we got the horns to grab onto as well with a goat as well. If you hold it in between your legs and then flicked it over the top of your head, that might go over. Yeah, just take a few tries, and it would be quite cruel. But it's an interesting question. I like it. Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, which one did we do?
That was chickens and an elephant.
Yeah, number one. Sorry, I crossed that off. All right. So I don't want to ask you the same question twice. That's all. Yeah. So Sam, how many chickens do you think it would take to kill an elephant? One chicken.
You just need one.
Yep.
To stand on the trigger switch for the massive tank of water that's going to drown it.
Okay. Yeah. So
peck it, because they're good at scratching and pecking. Just one.
Do you know? And this is the truth. They trained chickens to drop bombs on Germany during the war.
Did they? Chickens don't fly.
This is where you're wrong. And the exact details of this, I could be a bit sketchy on. It's a long time ago I heard it, but this is the God's honest truth.
Yep.
They taught them that when a light flashed or something, when they pecked the light, it would release food.
Right.
So what they done in, I don't know if they were unmanned drones or whatever they were, the remote control planes, they would fly them over where they needed to be, press the light, chicken would nut it, it would release the bomb.
But
Has everyone froze, or are you just in disbelief?
no, it's just you need to send the radio signal to light the light up. Someone and the light to light the light up, make the bomb go bang.
Don't know.
It seems an
They
extra
definitely
link.
trained them.
Yeah, it seems an extra link in the chain. That's I don't know.
I'm just going to Google quickly a bomb dropping chicken.
Yes, do that. You do that. It's it does sound plausible. It does sound plausible. Because there was so much mad innovation during First and Second World War. It was anything you thought of was a potential to beat the Germans. So, got him.
2 seconds. There's few of these.
Oh, I know a chicken-related fact. Right. So, have you ever heard of a ptarmigan?
Yes.
Yeah. So a ptarmigan is a type of bird in Scotland. Yeah. Turns white in the winter. Well, it's like pterodactyl. It begins with a P, so it's a ptarmigan. So in America, there was a town that wanted to call itself Ptarmigan because it was a cool sounding name, but they kept arguing about how to spell ptarmigan. Do you spell it with a T or do you spell it with a P? They kept arguing about it, so they just decided to call the town Chicken. So there is a town in America called Chicken, which I think is beautiful and sweet and stupid. Preston, stop it.
Right, the first one, they use something to do with chickens to heat nuclear bombs, but that ain't what I was looking for.
Okay. Good night, Glenn.
I've no idea what I'm searching for.
Oh, chickens that press buttons and kill people.
Be careful.
Glenn's off to bed.
I'll get back to you.
Okay. So Sam, do you want one of Nobby's questions while he's busy Googling?
Yeah, go on. I'll give one of them a go.
Okay, right. Let's go for number 8. What's your best? What is your best accidental fire?
Okay. So years ago, I worked for a gardening firm before I went self-employed, and there was a young lad that worked with us, and there was a culture at the time. We had a big bonfire where we took all the stuff back to. There was a culture at the time of lighting it with a bit of petrol from a petrol can. And I said, now that's really dangerous, boss. The fire from your, flicking the petrol out can go back into the can, and it's not going to light the bonfire anyway because it'll burn too quick. So I demonstrated that, and exactly that happened. The flame went straight back into the can. I launched the can into the middle of a cornfield like a bomb. That was a pretty good accidental fire.
That's pretty spectacular.
Fortunately, the corn was still slightly green.
Lucky. So
it didn't actually catch the whole field. But yeah,
wow.
I thought that was many gone.
Yeah. So I used to have a barn. I used to rent a barn.
Anytime. Sorry, anytime I actually want a fire, I can't make one.
No,
unless it's in a stove. I'm terrible at lighting fires outdoors.
Yeah.
Shocking, that.
So anyway, so I used to Reeler Brand said mine is a barn. So I used to hire a barn, rent it out from a farmer with like a few of my mates, and we could just sit there messing about with cars and spraying them and stuff, and that was kind of it. Anyway, so I was working on a Saab V4. Do you remember the Saab V4s? The really old Saabs with a column change gearbox. It was amazing. It was a proper cool car. Really ugly piece of crap. Anyway, I bought one of them, and I wanted to put a bigger engine in it, and then I found out it was front wheel drive, which made the whole thing really complicated.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we was cutting it up to take some of the panels off it and make some more room. So I had to take the fuel tank off it. And as I took the fuel tank off, it leaked onto the floor. Now, the floor was very dusty, sort of manky concrete that was all breaking down and degrading. So some of the petrol spilt on the floor. So we took the petrol tank away. That was that bit done. And then we thought, well, we're going to get the grinder out and we're going to start cutting out the floor of this Saab to make room for an axle to go through, because we're going to put prop shaft in it, because we had to enlarge it all. So we thought, oh no, not with that petrol on the floor. We can't do any grinding, because if that catches fire, we're screwed. So well, it's only a little bit. If we just light it and burn it off, that's all good. So I thought, yeah, so I got my lighter and lit this little bit of like a sort of a sandy floor, lit this little bit of petrol. Well, what I didn't know was the sand on the floor was about 1 inch deep, and there was a lot more petrol there than I thought. So there were flames, and this was a high barn. It was, I don't know, it must have been about 5 meters high. The flames were touching the roof, the wooden roof of this barn. So this massive, great mushroom cloud of flames go up. My mate who was with me ran out the door laughing. So I had to actually get a fire extinguisher, which is probably the only time I've got a fire extinguisher in my life, and put this fire out. And the whole barn was full up with this black, acrid smoke. Now, this barn was about 50 meters from the farmer's actual house. So if he looked out his window and saw me with the door open, with all this black smoke billowing out, he would have kicked us out the barn. So we kept the doors shut and just sat there waiting until it got dark, until we opened all the doors and let all this smoke out. But yeah, that was a pretty spectacular fire. Right, are you going with the chickens, Nobby?
The answer is actually fucking weirder than what I said.
Okay, go for it. Let us know.
I got the bird wrong. It's a pigeon. But
okay,
this is the thing. They trained these pigeons that when a light appeared on like a radar screen, which was mounted on pivots, the pigeon would peck at the screen.
Okay.
They put these pigeons inside glider bombs. So when the target they was aiming for, it would appear on a light on a pivoted screen as they dropped the bomb. As the bomb went off of target, the pigeon would follow the light and it would re-steer the bomb onto the target. They were the first guided missiles.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Well done. Good knowledge.
It's not that amazing. They done the testing on it and then they got persecuted so much they sacked it after 3 pigeons worth. But I knew I'd heard it.
Oh, that's genius.
So have I got this right? The pigeon is in the front of the bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go for all that training,
Okay.
just to turn a pigeon, just to roast a chicken.
They put a little leather flying cap on him.
Yeah. But could he kill an elephant?
Yeah. Here's another old QI one with pigeons. How can a pigeon help with a snake bite?
I don't know.
And you can Google it. If you put a pigeon's arse on a snake bite, it sucks.
I don't want to know how you know that.
I watch a lot of QI.
Yeah.
He's been in the tent with your mate that takes the crap in the cling film.
Yeah. Well, bizarrely, right? This is another one with while Nobby's talking about pigeons' arseholes, right? Pigeons are one of the I think it's either one of the very, very few or one of the only birds that swallow. So
Depends how nicely you ask.
most birds will dip into water, drink it, tip their head up, and then swallow it, whereas a pigeon will just drink straight from water. There you go. Interesting pigeon fact. They can actually just drink normally, so they can actually swallow, whereas most birds have to tip their head back. Birds as in avians, as in birds with feathers. Has a pigeon ever seen an elephant? Yeah, I'm sure they have. London Zoo. Oh. So you got any interesting topics or questions you want to ask on the panel or in the chat? Because I've run out of first aid kit. We did that bit. We did what kit can you see yourself buying? What was your disappointing kit? What's the difference between bushcraft and wild camping? We did that. Yeah, there you go. I think with bushcraft,
I got one.
Yep, go for it, Sam.
I got one. Where's the first place you guys or anyone watching is going to go for a camp? Have you got like a special spot in mind, or
Easiest one I can get to, closest one I can get to. If it's a clear day, I'm going for stars. I'll be up high on the hills looking for stars.
Yep, I'll probably be Lake District because as soon as work starts back up, I'll either be at Lake District or the Woodland where we've got an activity centre with an overnight camp with kids and stuff. So I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What about you?
But it won't be like a personal camp. It will be like a work camp.
Work camp.
Has this COVID? Well, has this COVID knocked your all away on the head? Is it?
Yeah, completely. Yeah, because that was all going to be stuff. So yeah, that's on hold. Whether or not we'll get, I don't know. I don't know what's done us, do we? But I can't see anything much happening this year, really. But I think local camps, obviously down at Old Allen's, because we're not staying down there at the minute. We're just visiting. But I want to get. There's a local hill, Cymbelin's Car, local spot to me. And I've wanted to camp up there, really, really close to Chequers, the Prime Minister's weekend retreat.
Okay.
And there's armed police around.
Cool.
So that would be a proper stealth mission to stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I've always wanted to sleep up there. But yeah.
Yeah.
You could manage it, mate.
So would that be like a bivvy camp or a tent or hammock? What would you go for?
Probably like bivvy with a tarp over the top, but low profile. It's a wooded hilltop, so you could tuck in it, but you won't be able to have a fire or anything. So
no, that's good.
Yeah.
So Crafty Bush Prepper has just commented,
especially not with like petrol.
Yeah. So Crafty Bush Prepper has just commented, I can't wait to get out. Me and Jez, who's Crafty Bush Prepper, did a wicked camp, and we sat there in August and sat and watched the Pelsid meteor shower. That was a wicked camp. Absolutely pucker views for it. And then in the morning, I did a wicked time lapse of the sun coming up. That was awesome. Like a properly good camp. One of those camps you're always going to remember. Even though Jez was there spoiling it, it was a decent camp. No, it was a pucker night. I really enjoyed that one. It was a really nice camp. So Walton on the Naze. I looked on the light pollution map, and that was like the darkest place with least light pollution. So we camped up on top of the cliffs, and then laid there listening to War of the Worlds. It was wicked. Definitely up in the top 10 of camps. It was wicked. It was really, really cool. And War of the Worlds while watching Meteor Shower is epic. And then when you realise that War of the Worlds says it was the 13th of August when blah 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 and a meteor hit, and the Pelsid Meteor Shower is on the 12th to the 13th of August. So you sit there thinking, shit, we've been invaded by aliens. It was amazing. It was so cool. It was so cool. Yeah, there you go. As Jez says, yeah, that was awesome. That was a properly good camp. That was. It was really good. It's just really simple. Just bivvy sleeping bag, really light cooking kit. Parked the car up, walked about 2-3 miles in. But the thing is, and you just lay there in your bivvy bag, staring up into the sky and watching all the meteors. And we saw like 100 of them. It was wicked. It was really, really good. And then see the sunrise at 5 o'clock in the morning was wicked. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah, it was spooky. But yeah, that's definitely up in my top 10 camps. It was just, and really nice weather. It wasn't cold. It wasn't manky weather. It was just weird and quite. It was just quite spooky. It was definitely spooky. So, yeah.
One place I really, really want to go. I want to go to that Devil's Hole in Turkmenistan.
My brother's been there.
It looks immense, doesn't it?
Yeah. So he was dating a girl who was working for British. Whoever sought out like the British Embassy, that's it, British Embassy. She was working for the British Embassy out in Turkmenistan, and she'd been out in Vietnam and God knows where else. But she's working for the British Embassy out there, and then my brother went out there to visit her, and they went for like a desert drive out to this big bloody hole. So the big hole was there, and they could smell gas. They thought, I wonder if it's natural gas. Should we light it? And they lit it, and it's been there ever since. Like just burning away, and it won't go out. It was amazing. Sorry, Jess has just commented, said, the first thing I'm going to do when pubs open is order a snake bite from the pub and watch a pigeon drink it for its arse. Excellent. Yeah. The thing is, if a pigeon can swallow, it could drink a pint from both ends. Interesting stuff. Yeah.
I hope I've not made that up.
What the pigeon? No, it doesn't matter. Who cares? No one's going to check. It's fun. Who cares? Right, Nobby, do you want a question? Yeah. So Sam, while you went off, what's your best accidental fire?
Oh, my best accidental fire. I made a bushcraft oven out of cardboard and tinfoil, and I powered it with tea lights.
Yep.
And it was my Boxing Day camp, so I had some pheasant. Put a pheasant in a little takeaway dish, and I put some roast potatoes in a little takeaway dish.
Yep.
And I was cocking about, as you do, went back to check it, went and picked the pheasant up to see how it was doing, knocked me spuds over, and just basically made a chip pan fire to my face. That was quite good.
Oh my god.
But it was a really, really wet day that day, and my eyebrows did help start the actual fire I needed.
Oh dear.
So it wasn't the best. It was actually the worst, but it was the most creative.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Mark McLeod says, "Night lad, I'm off skis, been good." So, no. Well, we've had the Colt one as well, haven't we? Right, Nobby, do you want another question?
Go on then.
Yeah.
So we got 2, 3, 5, or 10.
10.
Right. What has Susan Boyle, Ray Mears, and Hitler got in common?
That is a very, very good question. They've all been caught having sex with animals.
No.
Don't know.
Do you want to know the answer? Nothing.
The left-handed, Mary says.
No. The answer's nothing. They've got nothing in common. Do you want another question, Nobby?
I'm not sure now.
You have only got 2, 3, or 5 left.
Yeah, I'll have one of them.
Okay. Why are you such a piece of shit? I'm not finished. Why are you such a piece of shit? Nature or nurture?
Oh, that's a very good question. See, that I can't say nurture. My mum is an absolute saint. She genuinely was. And my dad was possibly the most humanitarian person you will ever meet. He literally would help anyone. Right. I think I am naturally a bellend.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm a kind bellend, mate. I will pick you up after dry slapping you, but
so I dropped my pen.
I don't have a filter, is all it is, mate.
Yeah. But obviously, the people in the chat need to know these kind of interesting things about the people I have on the chat. And it lets people know, what your inner workings of your brain are. Why you are a piece of shit. So.
I'm a natural piece of shit. I wish I could say I worked hard at it, but some of us are just gifted.
Yeah, I can't ask that question to Sam because he's obviously not a piece of shit. He's actually quite a nice bloke. Yeah. So Sam, why are you such a lovely?
That's very kind.
Sam, why are you such a lovely bloke? Nature or nurture?
Well, when it comes to parenting, I am the third. I'm the third child. So mum and dad didn't know what they were doing with number 1.
Yeah.
Worked it out with number 2. And by the time I came along, they couldn't be bothered. So I just sort of looked at myself, really.
Right, okay.
That might explain me then, because I'm the 5th out of 7.
5th out of 7? God, your poor mum.
So I think that's a bit of nature, really, rather than nurture.
Yeah. So you sort of had to fend for yourself and fight the dog for scraps under the table.
But they got what they wanted, the boy, the girl, and the hairdresser.
Yeah. Sort of like trying to keep up with them.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, because they reckon that the third born is more likely to be gay. So have you got 2 older brothers?
Yeah.
Do they dance?
Yeah. Well, I did train in that.
Yeah.
It's a very gay industry.
Yeah. No, seriously, there's actually been from cavemen type times. Once you've had 2 sons, the other son becomes a bit sort of superfluous and a bit useless because the other 2 are the hunter gatherers, and then the third one is always a little bit delicate and has to stay back at the hotel and stay back at the cave and help mum and stuff. So there was a TV documentary with John Barrowman who
is unbiased.
Yeah, he exactly. Yeah, he's camp as a row of tents, but he's got an older brother. But then he asked his mum about this theory, and she actually did have a miscarriage, and it would have been another brother. So interesting stuff. But they're also also with back in the old days, they used to say your third son used to have to go and join the church, which is why a lot of priests and stuff are a little bit delicate, possibly back in the day, not now. If you believe in that kind of thing. So yeah,
Well,
Mum and Dad were saints.
there you go.
Yeah. But they always said the third born son would be sent off to join the priesthood. So.
Well, there's some, I believe it's some Polynesian island or something or other. If you are the seventh son, you're brought up as a woman, as in full blown woman.
Really, the seventh son?
Wow.
Seventh son, I'm sure it is.
Wow.
Could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not, but it could be.
So
beauty pageants and everything.
If you're the seventh son, you're raised as a pigeon.
Yeah, because you suck from both ends. Come on, Nobby, I heard you were kind of guy who would bend over forwards to help a mate. Well, that's what Loafer X said. Rearbrand says,
to their own, innit?
Rearbrand says Nobby is a Borg. You was waiting for that one, weren't you?
Oh, I told you, didn't I? I didn't want to wear the headset.
It's a lot less echoey. It's really good. And Dusty Pilgrim says, it's a bit of both, surely. My mum and dad were saints, relatively speaking. I had to work hard to be a twat.
We're on the same wavelength, Dusty.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But no, in fairness, all of my brothers are dicks.
Yeah. So I'd really like to say that I had to work hard on it, but my mum was an absolute prick. So.
Welcome to Family Hour.
Yeah. Anyway, so we've only got two more questions left, and then we can knock it on the head for the night. What do you reckon?
Go on, then.
Okay. What do you want, number 2 or number 3?
3.
3. What movie should be made into a musical?
Well, I don't know if they've done it. Oh, no, it's all right. I think they already have done it, so I'll shut my mouth on that. Movie that should be made into a musical.
Yeah.
Rocky
the musical. Well, they've already got Rocky Horror. That is a musical. But yeah,
I want Rocky to be a musical, and I want Sam to play the lead.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he loves being beaten around the ring.
Cool. Look, we've dropped right down to 11 now. We've dropped right down to 11. God, dear.
What would you pick, Sam?
Sorted.
Rambo the musical.
Okay. Oh, God.
Yeah, Rambo the musical. That would be pretty sweet. So, has anyone seen the movie Chopper?
Yes.
Snakes on a plane.
Yeah, I always thought that would make
Snakes on a motherfucking plane.
Yeah.
There's snakes on the plane.
The song about yeah,
snakes on the
quite
plane.
musical, which is always
Yeah.
good.
I'm changing my answer to Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke.
Oh, decent. It wouldn't be very, very much of a musical, though. It'd be more sort of instrumental while they just laid there dribbling. Yeah. But I always thought Chopper, Mike Reed Chopper, who's like or Tasmanian gangster, wasn't he? Used to go around
Why are you stabbing me, mate?
Yeah. Oh, don't stop stabbing me, mate. I'm gonna die if you keep stabbing me. Yeah. But it's like, I think that it'd be really good. He's like, hey, come on, mate. Where's the cash? You're being very rude, mate. Where's the cash? That would just make such a nice little musical number. So we're dropping people now. So this is good. Yeah. So Yeah, so we've got Rocky that needs to be made into a musical. We've got Rambo needs to be made into a musical according to Rio Brand. I think Chopper should be, definitely. And right, so Nobby, what's your best insult? Oh, we're back up again.
Oh, my most used insult is probably cock juggling thundercunt. As for best ones, they're the ones that just come off the top of your head, aren't they? I really couldn't tell you. I probably haven't said it yet.
Yeah, face like a smashed crab, face like a dropped lasagna. They're good. They're dead good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I do pride myself on my insults.
You should do. There's a lot of work gone into them.
Yeah,
They definitely ain't.
No, they're good. They're good. They're good.
You say what you see.
Natural.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some stick. I told you I'm naturally a bellend.
Yep. Can't blame his parents. Oh, Robert Hector says Outbreak. Which one was Outbreak? That was one with they got the monkey. The monkey disease, wasn't it? Yeah.
The monkey disease.
I've got the monkey flu. How about you? I don't feel so good. I don't think that I should go and get the monkey flu. No, I think Outbreak. That would be a decent one, especially in these troubled times of COVID-19.
What about Bad Taste?
Yeah, you can choreograph a big dance with people in hazmat suits.
Bad Taste would be epic. On with Derek's Downed Run. Oh, that is like the best film ever. That is like probably my favourite film. So, do you know who directed Bad Taste?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does Peter Jackson go from directing Bad Taste to Lord of the Rings? How do you walk in and go?
New Zealand.
Go. Hi there, mate. I want to make a new film. Can I have some money, please? That's my Australian. That's my new Kiwi accent. And they go, oh, well, yeah, okay, sweet. What have you made? Well, I made Bad Taste. And they go, yeah, okay, yeah, here's millions of pounds. I don't get it.
You mean that cult classic Bad Taste?
Bad Taste. Oh yeah, Bad Taste is absolutely amazing. So, okay, do you remember when Derek has a fight on top of the cliff edge, and then he throws off and his brain pops out his head, and he has a fight with So there's a fight with Robert, who's another one of the aliens. Yeah. So Peter Jackson was Derek and Robert. It was him fighting.
Didn't know that.
It was him fighting himself. It was the same person fighting himself. So he filmed all of the stuff with him with a beard as Robert beating Derek up. Then he shaved his beard off and filmed all the bit of him beating Derek up, which is amazing, and you don't notice it while watching the film. But when you watch the film, you think, until you know that fact, it is absolutely amazing. I love Bad Taste. I think it's wicked. And Meet the Feebles is wicked. And oh god, what was the other one? Brain Dead. Brain Dead is wicked as well. That is absolutely amazing. And Frighteners. Yeah, oh, really, really good. Lovely Bones as well. That's another really good film. But I'm a bit of a Peter Jackson fanboy. But
oh, you're hiding it well. You're hiding it really well.
Thank you. Yeah, but yeah, Bad Taste was Bad Taste was so cool. Oh, yeah, Bad Taste the musical. I'm absolutely with you there. I'm absolutely with you. Cool. So Sam, what's your best insult? How do we end up on bad taste from that?
I don't insult people. They can normally do that for themselves if they think about it hard enough.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
true.
basically, your best insult is calling us all dumb.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. Yeah. You just give them a look, you know. I'll just give you a look, Nobby.
Just
It'd be something like this.
yeah. Yeah. Do you look down on them from Do you look down on them from your ridiculously high bike?
I try to. That's it. Yeah. From my. Yeah.
Right, Sam.
No, I can't look down.
I'm gonna test this theory.
Right.
I am sending you a message via what's it called? Messenger, right?
I'm going to turn my
And
phone
I
on
want
then.
you. Oh, your phone ain't on.
It's getting there.
Okay. And I want you to
trying.
look at this name. I want you to look at this name, and I want you to think of an insult. No need to say the name. No need to say the name. Just look at the name.
Oh, we're down to 10 viewers. Down to 10 viewers. So we knock it on the head at 3 hours? Still got 20 minutes.
If I was you, I'd do
it. Oh, God, can we knock it on the head?
Or should we knock it on the head now?
Yeah, I'm all for that.
I've run out of gin, so. Okay, guys. Gin, not jizz. Okay, ladies and gents, we're going to wrap it up there. Very, very nice for you to visit. Like a pigeon sucking a whelk. That's a new insult. Wow.
Check out Sam's channel.
Yeah, check out Sam. Obviously, find out more about Old Allen's because it is a really, really good prime location. It's fairly central. To be honest, I only recently looked up where Sam's place is, and I'm like, that's actually really convenient for me to get to. I thought he was over the Dartford Tunnel way. Mac Tightwood says, "Tatty night, you shirt lifters." That's as close as Mac gets to a compliment. Yeah, I thought
it's Buckinghamshire. Look up the county. It's Buckinghamshire. That's where
so top of the M25, pretty much.
West side of London. Yeah.
No, it's like perfect location because I thought you was the other side of the Dartford Tunnel, and Dartford Tunnel on a Friday night is just like, no, I don't want to go camping there. But no, it's not. It's absolutely not. So Dusty Pilgrim says, "Hello, Mac. You kept your head down." Yes, he does. Mike Smith says, "Night, guys. Good to spend a couple of hours with you." Yeah, Mike. Once this shit is over, we definitely need to do a camp. I've not been on a camp with Mike. Years ago, I met him at the Bushcraft show. So, Bearded Clam, who was in here earlier, which he's changed his name to something else, said, "I'm off to see Mike Smith. Do you know him?" I was like, "No." And then I find out Mike Smith lives in the same town as me. It was just bizarre. But Mike, yes, we definitely need to do a camp at some point. Once we get back to work, once everything gets sorted, absolutely get it in the diary.
One little bit of trivia for you then before that.
Oh, sorry,
Nobby. Sorry,
Nobby first. What was you going to say?
Oh, it's just a bit of trivia.
Yeah, go for it. Let's have this trivia.
Do you know what Gemma Collins is doing this summer?
I think she's watching Sam being towed over ramps in the coral reef backwards ripping his arse to shreds because he doesn't want to sleep with her?
Close. The
Oh.
answer is sweating.
Ew. Okay, Sam, what's your closing statement?
Just to say, I wanted to get the whole Iceni tribe of you guys over for a weekend camp as a block, because I've never camped with any of you, so that'd be good.
Oh yeah. Get Mike, get Mac over there. It's a bit far for
Yeah.
Mac to travel on his little moped. I might have to give the prick a lift. So I'll take me.
David Fry's out that way, isn't he?
Yeah,
As well.
David Fry's as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So that guy, because I never met any of them, but yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
And in going to the insult that I would come up with, it would be special needs.
Yeah. Special needs. So I was on. So the young people taught me the word sped, which I think is a sped. So it's special education. So,
Okay.
don't talk to Nobby. He's a bit of a sped. I think sped's a lovely word.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, you would. You ain't just been called it.
Yeah. No, I got called it plenty that weekend. Yeah. So one of the lads there was who came up with this word sped. He was. I told him he could boil up pine needles to make vitamin C. So he was boiling up on his Trangia stove pine needles and making pine needle tea and then delivering it to everyone else. So I said, "Oh look, he's delivering everything by SpedX," and it was funny, and everybody laughed. SpedX delivery service, Spaz window lickers, fart stabbers. Fart stabbers. Oh, that's nice, Ed. I like that. I like that, Mac. Very, very nice. Mike Smith says, spoken to the guys, are definitely up for that. Excellent. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll get that sorted then.
Yeah, absolutely, Sam. No. It's if I can leave from work on a Friday night, it's like, I don't know, hour and 20 minutes for me. It's nice and easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
In my head, I've got this idea of East meets West camp. So like all that westerly lot, Psy and that lot, and all the easterly lot, and have some sort of like rumble in the jungle in the middle.
Yeah.
Be good.
Yeah. Do you allow dogs at your camp?
Yeah. I mean, they'll have to be sort of like leaded up because of road and other properties and stuff. But yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So Max just said, can Baldrick come, which is his dog?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
No, that's really cool. What a constructive night. Bruce, if you end up spending time in a closed space with Mac, ban Naked Flames. Yeah, I know. He's got a bit of a bottom trumpet. The thing is, at Mac's age, he doesn't even realise he's doing it. It just leaks out. His bottom is like blown over the top of a milk bottle. Just yeah. This is Mac when he farts. That's it. That's all that happens. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think we better call it. Or can we drag it out for another 10 minutes to get the 3 hours? I don't think we can. Stop stalking me. Guys, it has been a pleasure as always. And thank you very much, Sam, for hooking everyone up. Hooking everyone up with the old Allens as well. We definitely need to do more stuff over there. I didn't realise how convenient it actually was. But I think you need to do a video saying more about your location and promote yourself a little bit more, because all these Essex guys are going to be bang up for it. because Essex is a shithole. And thank you ever so much, Nobby, for whatever you did.
Yeah, provide the pretty.
Yeah, did you enjoy your questions?
I did, mate. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, well done. So next time, I will be probably on Nobby's channel, who will be doing live chat. So it'll be his turn to ask me questions.
No problem at all.
Excellent. Peace and love, guys. See you later. End broadcast. There.